Recap. Last time, the party awoke after a night out in the Dragon's Dungeon Inn, and came downstairs to Charlie detailing the next job for them. They are to go to the lumber village to the north side of the Ogrimmar Woods, Dali, where apparently on the odd nights here and there, they've been getting attacked by a beast of unclear description. On Charlie's advice, they interviewed some extra help, Casperin, and decided to take her along in exchange for a cut of the reward.
Yeah.
After a shopping trip to a clothier and to pick up Dimitri's new sword, they spent an evening getting to know each other again in the Dragon's Dungeon. They left early the next morning to depart from Dragonov, but while going through the Ogrimmar Woods on their journey to Dali, they heard a loud cry of an injured animal, and upon investigation, found what appeared to be an undead gnoll, which they later concluded were most likely the very same gnolls that Final Flight slayed on their first outing together. Fighting the gnoll and slaying it, as well as clearing out the others they found in a nearby cave, they settled in for a short rest in the clearing outside the cave before they resume the trek to Dali. And it is in this clearing in the woods, this one here, that we pick back up. We can either pick back up before or after the rest. Up to you. And if you want to start off with the rest, you can spend any hit die you want.
Dimitri will be spending some hit die.
Yeah, let's start with the rest. Spend your hit die. Which I imagine you would like to spend.
Which will spend 3.
And
do you add Constitution
I believe
modifiers?
so.
Nice.
Whenever I'm playing D&D, I feel like I should never have short rests often enough.
Yeah. In fact, actually, since he's gonna just spend 2 hit die.
All right.
You should have spent more. You rolled terribly. Okay.
Okay. Is anyone up to anything in particular during this short rest? Or are you just resting, focusing on the rest?
Madeline is in okay shape, but I think she was going to try and get one of the antlers from the deer, if I remember correctly. I seem to remember saying that.
Yeah, I'll let that happen during the rest.
Nice.
I'll allow that.
Nice. That's her then. That's all she really gets up to.
I can't remember if we did this before the short rest, but Dimitri would be dragging all the gnoll corpses into a big pile and burning them.
You can do that before or after the rest if you want. But it's
he might
probably a bit strenuous for...
Yeah, he might do it just very quickly after, so we don't have the horrible smell of burning flesh while we all sit down.
Raoul, during the rest, Raoul just flips through his satchel of loose pages. He is very quiet, but not canonly so.
Beach is probably pretty quiet as well. Not for any reason,
So
he just has nothing to say.
I will note that if you have any digs to make it round, that was probably a good time. Well, he can't fight me.
Dimitri's going to say, Ral, you are my best friend. This is correct, yes? And you love me? I'm your best friend too?
Rao gives you a look, but doesn't answer.
Madeline says, Ral, say nothing if you deep down actually really respect me.
Rao gives
Yeah, that's
you
what I thought.
Ralum just looks at you and rolls his eyes.
Aspen just laughs.
Yeah, Dimitri has nothing else to do in this short rest.
All
He
right.
won't take a nap or anything. He'll just sit down and bandage his wounds and everything.
Okay, then we'll just. Was Casper up to anything during the rest? Or is she just?
She might give Dimitri a hand pulling out the gnoll corpses, but other than that, no, she's good.
Okay. Then we will skip to after the rest, and you've got and then you spend a bit of time making a pile of gnoll corpses.
Aspen just like dragging one of the corpses, like, this isn't what I thought I'd be doing with you lot, but somehow it doesn't surprise me.
We'll say that that's the pile.
We are a very exciting company.
Best to expect the unexpected with us lot, I think.
Yeah, and Dimitri will expend a torch to set fire to these corpses. Would it alight? Would it catch fire easy enough, or?
Not with just a torch. Burning bodies is not. It's not as simple as just lighting them on fire.
You'll probably go out and get some wood and dry leaves.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You can spend a bit of time gathering some leaves and woods. It's a forest. It's pretty easy to do. And set them up. Give me a survival check to see how you do with setting up the camp.
Dimitri is not good at these.
Madeline will give him a hand.
Oh, thank you. Does that mean advantage, or does Madeline want to roll as well?
Up to you.
Well, I have a +6, so
you do your own roll as well, then.
Sure.
Because Dimitri has nothing. We got a 16 though.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that was better than Madeline because she rolled a 5, so that's 11 altogether.
Yeah. So you spend a while putting this stuff together. Madeline, you don't find as Dimitri finds like better wood and leaves and such than you do.
Yeah.
But with your advice and know-how, you advise him on how to set it up, and he manages to do a decent job.
No.
And then, if you're going to go ahead and light it,
Yeah.
I'll just use prestidigitation to start a little fire. Give it a little flare as I set it off.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, and it lights. It starts off quite small, but after a couple of minutes, the fire's spreading nicely, and among them and their fur is starting to what little fur they have left is singeing and starting to catch.
Casper just makes a face and says, "I'd like to point out to everyone that I am still hungover." And we'll turn and walk away from the campfire to get away from the smell.
It smells really bad. Really bad. Have you ever... Oh, okay, this is a fun story. Sometimes I would set up fires with my dad, like in the countryside, if we had like stuff that we needed rid of.
I was gonna say, Lindsay, were you just one of those kids that was just setting fires?
No, it was always with my dad. We'd do fires and like outside sometimes, and sometimes on an awful occasion, on some tragic occasion, sometimes you'd be next to the fire, and then you'd smell it. You would smell that some poor mouse or something must have found its way into like all the nestling we'd made.
No. Oh dear.
Oh dear. And we were just kind of like, well.
That almost beats Katerina's story about her mum, where she toasted the mouse.
No, I, at least our one was unintentional.
Oh
Oh dear.
Well, that was that fun tangent. But yeah, it's the fire is spreading and it is taking.
Nice. When it is clear that it's taking well enough, Madeline looks around at the others and says, "Well, I don't think there's any point in hanging around here any longer than we have to. I don't know about you, but I could do without all this smoke and stench and what have you. So why don't we get going?"
To the village?
You are correct. Let's go.
It's probably around early mid-afternoon. Right, so you're heading off then? Yep.
Yeah.
All right, well, you head back through the woods, pushing back the way you came. And you find yourselves back onto the main road and resume your journey to Dali. It doesn't take you long before... Oh, sorry?
Oh, sorry. I thought you said to die. Never mind. It hit me a second after.
I mean, that's... Oh, that's coming, don't you worry. I'm kidding,
Yeah,
I'm
Lindsay.
kidding. I'm going to... You know, actually, I've had a fun idea. Let's put down a little token. Who is the party? Who is the party lead? Who represents the party here?
I feel Madeline's the most survivally one here.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have a
I
little.
was just here for the ride, so you know.
We're gonna.
Oh my
have...
god.
Oh, giant Madeline.
She's destroying the city.
Why can't I pick her up? Oh, right.
Oh no.
I'm drawing on her. Madeline can represent roughly where you are. This is a fun idea. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. So you're there. The town's like around there, or so.
Nice one.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, it doesn't take you long until you. It doesn't take you too long until you emerge from the Algramar woods back into some more familiar kind of plainy environment.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you continue along the road. And then after an hour or two more of your trek, you find yourselves at a fork in the road about here. There is a signpost. There is a fork to the right, which is where the road stays pretty similar. It's wide and well trodden. It says points that direction to be leave room. And then there's a much smaller sign pointing the opposite way. Down a much smaller, less travelled and thinner road that has the word Dali on it.
That's the way.
There we go.
Let's go.
Yeah, okay. So you head down this smaller road. This road is rougher than the main road, and you don't where before you would sometimes like pass a person, a fellow traveler, or a carriage might go by. It's much quieter here, and it doesn't take you long. It's only another half hour so before you find yourselves coming back into woodland again. And then it is mid-evening when you catch your first sight of a building. This is the first building you've seen since departing from Dragonov. It's you can see that it's multiple buildings, and you find yourselves on the outskirts of Dali. Fun note, this is where I intended to end the last session.
But we got a little too drunk.
We got drunk.
So yes, you can see ahead of you that there is a village. You can see from the distance the buildings are simple. They're mostly made of wood with stone highlights. There's some slate and some thatched roofing. But yes, you find yourselves on the approaching it. Is there anything you're up to before you head in?
What time is it?
Mid-evening.
Mid-evening, nice. Dimitri will turn to the rest of the party and say, now remember, Charlie said there is a scary monster that is attacking this place at night. So, keep an eye on the villagers. They might be the monsters. Just some food for thought.
Oh, you think that there's monsters with the people? They're not it's not just some random thing attacking the village.
I don't know. I was reading this book the other day about these people who solve mysteries, and usually the monster is a human. Yeah.
But I think that's meant to be metaphorical. But each to their own.
Lead the way.
Can Madeline keep an eye out for unusual tracks as they're heading along?
Give me a survival check.
Okay. Oh, for fuck's sake.
I think I'm getting the suspicion that she does not notice any.
You would be correct. I'm surprised. She probably can't see anything, honestly. It was a nat one.
Oh.
Wow, I'm rolling like shit so far. Let's hope that picks up.
Well, that's been like 2 rolls.
I know, but one of them was a nat one.
I mean, that's fair.
Okay.
I just rolled a different d20 and I got another nat one.
You're just cursed today,
I'm cursed
Zara.
today.
No, that constitutes a dice curse. So I don't know what to do with that.
No, me neither.
Okay, so as you walk into the village, I'll give you a kind of rundown. You can see like the annotations, right, up at the top. So yeah, you would it's a small village. I think when Raoul will remind you all that the population was meant to be in like the 30s or something like that. So you would find out easily enough that there's, knowing that it's a lumber village, so we've got ourselves like a lumber yard here, and it's got there's entry to it from like an archway and like this side of it. And if you're to have
it's a walled village then?
No, not a walled village. This is just kind of like paths.
Right. Okay.
There's an archway leading into it, and it's kind of like there are buildings like ringed around a lumberyard, and if having a peer in, you would see like piles of logs and saws and bits of lumbering equipment. But being mid-evening, there's not many folks around working it at the moment. You'd see that number 5 is a residential area. There's just houses there, kind of smattered around. These are the first buildings you saw with like the slate and like some like slate and some thatched roofs and such. If you wandered more into the center of town, you'd see that there's a building at number 3, which has a fair bit of noise coming from it. Laughter, some clinking. Probably an inn. It's got a sign that says the Lumber Inn.
Don't mind if we do.
Aspen's just looking like, yeah. Finally.
Still
I need
hungover.
a drink. She's still hungover, but she's like, drinks first.
Time to drink off the drink.
Hair of the
It works
dog.
Not far from the inn, there is another building which has a sign protruding out of it that says Gen's store, Gen's shop. And it's got hooked under that sign that's like kind of coming out of above the door. There's a little chain with a hook on it, with hooks. And hooked onto that is another sign that says closed. And the last thing in the village, number 2, is yeah, you probably be able to tell that it's probably like a guardhouse. It's larger. There's some couple of windows, like barred windows, pointing outwards. It's a lot smaller than anything you've seen in Dragonov. If you had to guess, you'd probably be surprised if there was like more than 2 holding cells in it.
Did you say it was the shop that was closed? Sorry.
The shop is closed. Has a little sign on it that says closed. And so yes, you find yourselves in the center of town, the center of the village. So what are you up to?
We should probably look about getting rooms for the night, and then we can ask around about what's happening.
I'd say the best way to find out what's happening in a town is to go to the tavern.
Definitely. We can do some eavesdropping.
Oh, exciting.
Raoul pipes up and says, if you remember correctly, we're supposed to be meeting the village mayor, Mr. Fran Drumness, Charlie said.
Oh yeah. Okay, well, we can look for him then. Maybe we can ask them at the inn.
I was going to say we can look for him in the inn. Further's drink. I'm just saying.
I mean, any civilized man would be at the inn, surely. So if we can find him anywhere, it seems the best place to start. Of course.
Caspian's just going to walk towards the inn.
Hell yeah.
Okay, here we go for the next hour.
No. We're not going to derail that badly for you.
You say this now. No, it's fine. I don't mind.
Removes all inns from the game.
Rostenden is there somehow.
No, I mean,
No, you
I should
ban
be
me from all inns.
Again, as you step into the inn, it's not a huge building, but there are a lot of tables in it, and it is quite packed. It is quite packed. Other than the tables, there's a bar and a set of stairs going upwards. The bar is in fact kind of under the stairs, like if the stairs were like that, the bar is like that.
Nice.
Okay. Thanks.
And in the back in a far corner, there is a small stage. And against one of the external walls, there is a lit fireplace.
Can Madeline just have a look around and just
Yes.
see if there's anyone interesting, get a feel for the people here?
Yes, so it is packed. It is the bar is 99% humans.
Mm-hmm.
And also it is mostly men as well.
Yeah.
There's the odd woman around, but it is mostly men. Probably the most interesting person here is the barkeep, who is a dragonborn.
Ooh.
And he's polishing a glass and looking out over the over his tavern, over the inn, and keeping watch. And he looks up and squints at you as you come in, as you
He
enter the door.
squints. Like an unfriendly squint? A suspicious squint?
Roll insight if you want that.
Okay. Jesus, are you having...
You think maybe he just couldn't see you. You have no idea.
Another nat 1?
Oh, sweet.
I'm going to retire that dice. How about that?
I
There we go.
would.
Yeah, it's gone. Oh, God. Madeline's just completely... She's just completely oblivious to everything.
Casperin loops a hand round Madeline's like elbow and like kind of leads her up to the bar, kind of like chummy up to the bar, and just be like, "Good evening. We would like. Well, what do we want, folks? What do we want? Do we want drinks and then talk, or talk then drinks?"
I'm good to maybe not drink for one night. It makes my
Casper
face
just
really
gives-
puffy.
Casper just gives him like a sly look, like, "Really?"
Just for one time.
The barkeep kind of looks at you, and he's still squinting a little bit, and he says, "Yeah, well, you've come to the wrong place not to drink."
Madeline says, well, he has a point, and she'll slap down a gold. I'll have an ale. And whatever she wants, and she kind of gestures to Casperin.
A mug
Casper
or
looks
a gallon?
Just a mug. I'm feeling... What's the word? Frugal. No,
all
not
right.
frugal. Whatever.
Tender.
Sorry?
Casper just looks at Dimitri and says, "See, you've upset the locals already. I apologize
Hey,
for
I
my
will
friend."
have one.
Peer pressure, peer
I was
pressure.
warned about peer pressure.
What was I saying? Casper looks at the barkeep and says, "What's your name? Can I get your name, fella?"
Yes, Careth.
Carrots?
Careth.
Careth.
Carrot?
Carrot. I'll type it. I'll type it.
What color is he? Is he perhaps orange with
Orange?
green spikes on his head? Or...
No, he is normal dragonborn lizard, kind of like grayish color, you know.
Sure.
He is not carrot colored. Oh my goodness.
Dimitri's going to look him up and down and then lean in and go, "Is it true that you can breathe fire?"
That's not like is that a dragonborn thing? Wait, is that a thing?
I think so.
But
I
I
don't
haven't
know.
looked. Is that like a trait of dragonborn?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that like it depends what color you are, isn't it?
Yeah, you can breathe fire.
Oh my
Or
goodness.
acid.
I
Or
should've-
lightning.
I should have.
What? What color is he?
He is. What did I say? I guess the closest one would be blue, so that's or no silver.
Lightning.
I guess silver.
Ooh.
Only I try not to create such hubbub.
Well, you are running a respectable establishment, after all.
Yes, indeed. Now, what brings you here? It's unusual for visitors.
Well, we are looking for the mayor, Mr. Fran Dramnis.
Yeah, yes, he lives in the residential district.
Oh, and he's not
Got
here
business,
tonight.
have you? Oh no, he doesn't come here.
What kind of a mayor doesn't come and drink with his people?
The kind who's trying to deal with a problem.
I'll learn
Well-
that, please, that's fair.
Luckily for you, I believe we are here to solve that problem.
Oh, I think I heard rumors of him sending for some folk from the city.
Well, that's us.
Well, don't suppose you have anywhere to stay then.
Not currently, no.
Well, I've got both rooms free here tonight.
That would be wonderful. Would we be able to book them?
Yes, indeed.
And how much would that be?
1 silver piece per night. Oh, I forgot to mention, for the ale that you got, the two ales that Madeline, it's four copper for two, so he'll give you back he'll give you back 8 silver and 2 copper in change.
Oh, well, she'll just pay for both of the rooms then. Is it? So how much is that altogether?
Altogether, that was 8 copper and 2 silver. Because it's one silver per night. And he asks how long you're planning on staying.
Just one night, I believe. If it becomes more, then we can pay more, if that makes sense.
Yes, that should be fine. It's not often that the rooms are taken up. So, visitors are not common here.
Well, if all goes to plan, we'll have your little problem sorted, and we'll be on our way before too long. So,
not too soon, I hope.
Casper just gives Madeline like a side-eyed look, like,
What is that? Can I insight check that?
Yep.
Can I insight check it as well?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
6.
8. That's an 8 from Madeline.
Yeah, you're not too sure.
Yeah.
What that was about.
Madeline just smiles a little absently and takes a sip of her ale.
Catherine will clink her glass she'll hold up her mug to give it a clink with Madeline's, and then she'll take a sip and then put it back down in the bar and just say, "So we should go speak to the mayor then."
Yeah. We can. I might leave some of my things in one of the rooms. Where she looks at the Dragonborn. Where are the rooms exactly? Up the stairs, I take it.
Up the stairs, yes. It's the 2 rooms on the left. The closer room on the right is the bathroom, and the further room on the right is my bedroom, but you'll find that one locked.
Okay.
Catherine's just like, "Oh, of course. Madeline, shall you and I share a room, and Ral and Dimitri can share a room?"
Sure.
Sounds
That
good.
suits me.
One of the rooms is a double and the other is a twin.
Oh.
Which one means which again? I always forget.
A double is a bed for 2 people. A twin is 2 smaller beds for 2 people.
I like to roll around in my sleep a lot at night, so I might annoy Raoul.
Don't mind talking and tailing with Madeline.
Fine by me.
Raoul says that Oh, it's fine. He can, if you want, he can take the double. I don't really need to lie down anyway
Oh yeah,
to rest.
you do your elfy things.
Mm.
It'll be like having a very tall nightlight that doesn't glow in my room. Okay, suits me.
Okay.
And once we've got the rooms, Dimitri will dump all of his stuff in the room and get changed into normal people clothes.
The rooms are very basic. There's the beds. There's a chair. That's it. And a window.
Nice.
Catherine will drop all of her stuff off. She'll take her coat off, leave the coat in the room,
Mhm.
and her violin, and we'll just go back downstairs to meet everyone else when everyone's ready.
Nice.
Madeline's
Yeah,
gonna she'll keep her armor on and she'll keep her bow on her, but she'll dump almost everything else in one of the rooms.
Dimitri's left his armor and his mask and his sword.
Catherine's got like her dagger
Okay, let
still
me
on
just
her,
write
and her
that down.
rapier, but
Nah, I'm kidding. I'm just spooking you.
before the session, Lindsay was like, "So probably maybe Catherine's last session, looking forward to it, assuming she doesn't die."
Have everything stolen.
And I'm like, "What?
Not foreboding at all.
What?" Also, I'd like to point out that downstairs on the street, there's a guy who's like jumping up and down and hollering like he's gotten like a really good news. And I'm
Oh,
like,
good for him.
"What's your news, dude?"
Pour one out for that guy.
But yeah, no, Catherine's just ready to go when everyone else is.
Yep. As is Madeline.
Yep.
Okay. He would have told you which house it was in the residential district, so you can head over there and find the correct one if that's what you wish to do.
Sure.
Also, Catherine wouldn't have finished her ale. She'd have taken like a sip to keep Kareth happy, but wouldn't have actually drank the entire ale.
Yeah. So you heading out then into towards the residential district?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't take you long at all. It's a small village, and as you walk through the houses, you find your ways to the one that you were directed to. It's very similar to all the ones near it, but as you get closer, as you get up to it, you notice that there are gouges in the door. In the front door.
Oh.
What do the gouges look like? Are they claws or like teeth?
Give me an investigation or survival check.
And Madeline also have a little look at them?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to take in Catherine as well.
That is a nat 20 for Dimitri for an
Oh,
investigation
damn.
check.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Hey.
Not going well for you. Here's that.
Anyone.
No.
Okay, so you think Dimitri and Casper, and you kind of think that this is maybe a claw mark, specifically from something like scratching at it with claws rather than teeth or anything like that.
And this is on the mayor's door.
Yes.
Oh.
Is it on any of the other buildings? Can Catherine have a quick look at the other buildings?
Yeah, go for it. Give me Actually, no, you don't need to make a check. Are you just looking at like the closest buildings?
Yeah, just kind of roughly like next door neighbours to see if it's
You find
specifically being attached to the mayor's house or if it's
actually
kind
no,
of
yeah.
just
Give me
general
perception.
perception. Perception.
Now, you don't have a torch or anything with you, do you?
No.
Because it is getting a bit
getting
darker.
dark.
Okay,
Oh.
that's fine. Well, it's not at disadvantage or anything. So what was your roll? Sorry.
6.
6. You do not see anymore.
Nah.
With that, Dimitri would also probably check the ground to see if there's any like footprints that aren't like obviously like boots or anything like that.
Okay, give me a survival.
This is not as good. That's a 6.
Yeah, no.
You seem to be rolling a lot of 6s tonight.
You're not
Today,
rolling very
afternoon.
well. All right. Yeah, you don't see any out of the ordinary footprints or anything.
Peculiar. Well, we should probably knock on the door.
Who wants to knock?
Do.
Is it loud knocking?
Yeah, big loud knocking.
At first, you don't hear anything. And then you hear the sounds of feet against stairs coming quickly down. And as just before the door opens, you hear the sound of, "Why, for goodness sake, you'll wake my daughter."
Oh, sorry.
And he opens the door open. The door opens in front of you, like quickly and forcibly, but only a small amount. And a face peeks out around it. You can see a face. He's got a silvering beard and silvering hair on top of his head as well, and he looks not young. Looks a bit aged.
What was his name again? Sorry, Fran.
Fran Drumness is the man that you have been is the mayor of the town that you were of the village that you have been suggested to meet. You don't know if this is him yet, though. You don't know who this is necessarily.
Good point.
And he looks at you and he says, "Yes, what is it? Who are you?"
Hello. We are the party final flight that were sent by Charlie to deal with your nighttime problems.
Yes, I did send for you, didn't I?
I should hope so.
Well, I'm glad to see that you're here. Now, I would appreciate it if you could come back in the morning.
Oh.
In the morning?
Yes,
Well... Sorry,
my daughter is sleeping. I do not wish to disturb her.
She just
That was me misspeaking. That was Lindsay misspeaking.
Man, he must hate his daughter. What time is it roughly?
It's probably it's like late evening now.
Okay.
Sure. Could we just ask a few questions, maybe? Your door doesn't look very well.
No, it does not. I'm aware. There are others. There are similar marks on other buildings as well.
If we can get just a little bit of information, we can start tonight. Looking for this thing.
Would much rather we start in the morning. That's when you'll be able to get more information. And trust me, if it comes tonight, you'll know about it.
Okay. If you say so. And he gives a look to Madeline and Cass.
You will be fetched, but are you staying in the the lumber inn? Yes, I take it.
Yes.
Unless there's another inn in town, then yes.
Just that one. But yes, you will be much more inclined. Yes, come here tomorrow morning. We'll go over everything. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
See you in the morning. And he closes the door.
Well, it can't be that bad if he's so laid back about when we start working on this thing.
Yes. Well, I suppose we go back to the inn then?
Sure.
Maybe someone there has something they can tell us.
Yes, we could ask around the inn, actually. That would be a good idea.
Ask what the people think rather than what the mayor thinks.
Yes. All right, back to the inn then.
Let's go.
New.
You-
We Naruto run all the way back
We
to the
need to
inn.
run all the way back.
All right. So as you make your way back over, it's been about probably, so let's say about like half an hour that little trip took, I guess, just to associate an arbitrary amount of time. And people are, it's less busy. Like people are starting to filter out as you come in. And there are more empty tables now.
When they head in, can Madeline do a little bit of eavesdropping and see if she can hear anything interesting, especially any information pertaining to this thing that's been attacking?
Mm-hmm. Give me a perception check.
Please, can I roll more than, I don't know, 5? Like, I'll take that at this point.
No, you can't.
Oh my fucking god.
Told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't hear anything useful. You find it a bit hard to focus.
Dimitri would also be doing the same, I think, if that's okay.
Go for it.
I think Casper, maybe a little more overtly, just take a seat at a table and say, "Hi, I'm Casper, and who are you all?"
Just at a random table.
Just at a random table.
4 for Dimitri's perception as well.
Oh, God.
All right.
God.
So you find a table. It's you find a table. It's human men. They look like human men. They're
They are
quite muscular, and some have beards.
Muscly human man.
And there's there's like one woman there, one non-man there.
Nicely done. Yeah.
What are those things called that aren't
men?
Yeah. Anyway, so you sit down and you say that, and their conversation just like stops, and they turn and look at you, and they say, "Oh,
She's just
hello."
Big smile on her face, big friendly smile, and just says, "So I'm new to town. We all are. The 4 of us here. We all came into town. We were all invited into town. How are you guys? What's going on?"
"A visitor, are you?" says one of the guys.
Yes, that is exactly what I am. Well done.
Why?
Sir. Well, we came because we heard of this frightening beast that's been attacking the village.
Yeah, it's that business.
Yeah, that business.
Well, I'm glad that it's being dealt with. At long last, you're capable, are you? You don't look like much of a you're not what a strong fighter I think would look like.
Oh, but see, I'm scrappy. I'm scrappy is what I am.
Oh well, if you're feeling up to it, then it's your own skin, I suppose. That's it.
Can you tell me anything about the beast? Do you know anything about the beast? Have you seen it?
Oh.
As he's replying, Madeline just sort of like stretches and gets out her bow and like leans on it next to Casperin as if to be like, we could take care of ourselves. She's just listening.
Not myself. I've heard the commotion though. The guards have managed to drive it out of town once or twice, but haven't seen it myself. When stuff like that's going on, my main thought is to stay inside,
And
and the
that
rest
is
all
a
murmur in
very,
agreement.
very, very smart attitude to have. Very smart. And keep you all alive. You said one of the guards had managed to drive it out of
The
town.
two of them somehow. Good for something. They haven't been able to kill it though.
Oh, well, see, that's why you're here. Are the
Yes.
guards? Are they here? Are they in the inn?
Oh, one of them was in earlier, but they're off away home now.
Well, unless you two have any other questions, Madeline, Dimitri, you got anything else you want to ask?
Have you seen the monster? What does it look like?
I know I've not seen it. I've
Oh,
not seen it myself. The others murmur as well that none of them have. None of the people at this table have seen it.
have you ever
How
heard
long?
it?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Heard it? Oh yes. It's a bit of a commotion when it shows up.
What does it sound like?
Oh, snarling, growling. Sometimes scraping. Nasty business. It's been leaving marks on the houses, and
We saw some of them. Very scary.
the sooner it's dealt with, the better.
How long has this been going on for, exactly?
About a month now.
A month. And your mayor, has he had much to say about the matter?
Oh, he's been assuring us that the guards have been doing their best, but since the guards haven't made much leeway, I suppose that's why, after the guards didn't make much leeway, I suppose that's why he got you involved.
Yeah. Well, and every night has it been? Or
Oh, no, not at all.
no. Any pattern?
Not that I've noticed.
Does it come at the same sort of time, usually? Or different times of the
Late
night?
at night? I don't know. Late at night when I don't know. Late at night, on ungodly hours. Normally not too far from the morning.
We will leave you all to your drink. Thank you very much for talking with us.
Oh, no
Yes,
problem at
thank
all.
you.
And if you ever have any stories to share, not often we get visitors to this town. Love to hear more about you and see what you have to offer. If you have any,
Aspirin,
if you're dealing with this, I'm sure you must have dealt with other interesting things.
Caspian will just give a wink, give a smile, and get up off the table. And probably walk up towards the stairs to go up to the rooms.
Mitri will probably give them a thank you very much and dip his head and also probably get ready for bed. He will try and grab the rest of the group though before they all disappear.
Yeah, kind of huddle up.
You can have a huddle in like the corridor upstairs.
I think it's going to be something very nasty. So maybe should we keep an eye out tonight just in case? I don't mind keeping up a little bit and if we hear anything we can run out.
That sounds
I
like
was
a good
going to
idea.
suggest.
Sounds good. Okay. Well, I will take watch. And then Ral, you could maybe take watch at some point as well.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Yes. I will do as you suggest.
And I'll take a watch. I'll take a watch.
Very good. All right. Well, sleep well, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Sweet dreams.
All right. You all head to your rooms. Apart, is Dimitri taking the first watch?
Yeah. Dimitri
So
will
what are
take
you
the
doing for your
watch.
watch? Are you just gonna sit somewhere or have a little walk around
He's just
the
gonna
village?
sit like in. He's not gonna walk around the village. He'll probably just stay in bed and like have the window open and just like
Okay.
look out the window and then just like potter about quietly and like
Give me a
draw on his
perception
little map.
check.
Perception check. Dimitri's worst skill. 10.
Yeah,
Oh wait. Oh no, yeah, that is a 10. Sorry.
nothing. You don't hear or notice anything particularly out of the ordinary. One point you hear a little noise outside, but you don't manage to see what it was. But it didn't. It wasn't like loud enough to make you think anything of it, really.
Yeah.
But that's it. And then your watch comes to an end. Next, we'll go to I guess Dimitri will go knock on the Casperin store or something to.
Yeah, and just be like, I didn't hear anything, but I'm going to bed now. Good night.
Hi, Dimitri.
Casperin, your watch is up.
Catherine will sort of just do the same. She'll keep a window open and might just sit in the windowsill and idly sort of tune her violin as she's not making an actual noise, just sort of fiddling with it. And I'll make an investigation check. 8.
Oh dear. We're not having a good time today with the rolls, are we?
Not at all.
No, this is good. This is good. We get it all out of our system now. All the bad juju.
What was the roll? Sorry.
An
8.
8.
Yeah, you don't particularly notice anything. You get kind of distracted by your just like your own fiddling and own thoughts.
And then I'll go. Who else was taking a watch?
Ral.
Ral was. I'll go wake up Ral and just say, "Right, you're up. Nothing this time. Have fun."
Alright. I'll let you know
then-
if I hear anything important.
She'll go get some sleep.
Okay.
And is this us taking a long rest? Is it?
Yes. A long rest.
Clear the hangover.
Yeah, and you yeah. I thought oh right. Yeah, I will. So yeah, you wake up the next morning.
Quickly, I'm gonna take a bathroom break. I'll be right back.
Sure thing. I guess we'll Dimitri. We'll go to Dimitri's room. Dimitri, you wake up. Ral is is in his little trance state.
He will sort of give Ral a little poke and be like, come on, sleepyhead.
Yes, indeed. Nothing of interest occurred during my watch.
No, nothing with mine either. Well, we can go meet up with the others and head straight to the mayor. Very interested to see what this thing's going to be.
Indeed. And then I guess you go up to the room with the other two and give it a knock. Oh well, actually, you do whatever you want. You're the one that decides that, not me.
Yeah, he will do that. Actually, you read my mind.
That must be where I got that from. All right, so Madeline, you hear a knock on the door. Do you respond?
Yes. With a grunt and a give us a moment.
Casperin is still asleep.
Mm-hmm.
We could meet her downstairs.
What was that, sorry?
We could go have breakfast and meet her downstairs.
Oh, by the way, you didn't actually eat yesterday.
Oh yeah.
If you want, you can retroactively. You can say you retroactively that you did it.
Dimitri would have eaten a
during
ration.
one of your stays, or you can have a ration. You can have a ration or take six copper off.
Dimitri would have just had a ration, I think.
Madeline probably got a meal.
Yeah, it would have been a pretty bland vegetable stew.
That's fine.
Not much taste to it.
Madeline gets up and she'll don her armor and get her stuff together. And then she'll head downstairs to get some breakfast and wait for Catherine to wake up with Dimitri.
Did you sleep well, Madeline?
Yes, I did. Anything interesting happen?
No, I didn't hear anything.
No news is good news, I suppose.
I suppose. What?
It'd be interesting to... Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, no, never mind, actually. Never mind. I wonder what it is that's causing all these problems.
So do I. I was very surprised by
Hello.
the mayor last... Oh, hello.
Sorry.
We kept
And-
going. Nothing really happened.
Okay.
You're just downstairs now having breakfast in the inn.
I'm having porridge.
Pretty terrible
Yummy, yummy
porridge.
porridge.
If you're buying a meal from the inn, it's 6 copper, and it's super bland and stodgy.
This place is a real dump.
Well, beggars can't be choosers.
That's true. Sorry, Madeline, you were saying.
I was saying? Oh, yes, I was saying. Yes, no, it'll be, I found it strange how the mayor received us last night. I mean, sleepy daughter or no sleepy daughter, you would have thought he would have, wanted to get us on the job as soon as possible, wouldn't you?
Oh, I thought it was
Yes.
entirely reasonable. You don't just, hire an adventuring company, then tell them to fuck off again.
Exactly.
It was a little
Ah.
strange.
Yeah, maybe he was just rude. Maybe there's
Could
nothing
be.
strange about it,
It's
but
entirely possible. It's entirely possible he might just be rude. But on the off chance he's not, what do we think? Are we suspicious of him?
I'm suspicious of everyone I meet at first. Just,
Oh, are you suspicious of me?
Oh, you're an exception.
Oh.
I was always suspicious of you, Cass. And Dimitri does like the finger point to his eyes to her eyes.
Catherine
Just
still
kidding.
gives him a look like, yeah, you know to watch out for me.
Well, in that case, should we now head over to the mayor?
Yes,
thought-
why not? I mean,
I thought we could go talk to the guards as well. The 2 guards that seemed capable of at least driving the beast off. They might have seen it. They might have seen something.
Well, we'll
Yes,
probably have
something like
time. We could
this.
speak to them after seeing the mayor, since the mayor
Sounds
could
like
give
a
us the big information, and then they could maybe give us the details.
Sounds good.
fine by me.
All right. To the mayor.
All right, so you pay your bills, you leave your dishes, and Gareth gives you a little wave as you head out the door. And you head over to the residential district, and you find yourselves at the mayor's house.
Knock, 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 knock,
Carson-
knock.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say Carson was going to knock as loudly as Dimitri did last night.
The door opens a bit quicker this time, and you see that the same guy as last night is there, and he looks and sees who it all is, and he says, "Ah, it's you. I must apologize for my inhospitability last night."
Oh.
All right, we called on you quite late.
Yes, I take the rest of my daughter quite seriously. Now, please, please come in. And he opens the door wider for you to step through.
We come on in.
Mhm.
Can Madeline do just like a now that it's a new dawn, it's a new day, she's full of suspicion and hopefully better luck with her dice rolls. Can Madeline just do like a general vibe check of this gentleman?
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Finally. Okay. That's altogether 21.
He seems a lot warmer than last night, a lot more receptive. He's got a kind of like a stern, serious air about him at the same time, though.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want anything more specific, you'll need to ask.
No, she just wanted to get like a general sense of him.
You satisfied with that answer, or are there any?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything in particular.
Okay. So are you stepping in?
Yeah.
Yeah, you step into his house and you see that it's as you step into his house, you see that the entire lower floor is all one room, rather than being divided into multiple rooms. There's a kitchen area with a large table and 6 chairs, and on the other side of this large room, there is a bed and a bedside table, and a pair of sticks propped up against them. And in the bed, and sitting on the bed, is a young human girl, perhaps around 8 or 9, holding a book and looking up at you as you step in. And as you do so, Drumnus addresses her, saying, "Run along and read your book upstairs, please, Maddie."
Maddie?
She stares at you all for a moment, before wordlessly jumping off the bed and bounding up a set of nearby stairs. And once she's gone, he gestures towards the table and chairs and takes a seat on one of them himself.
Madeline says, Maddie, that's a sweet name. Is it short for anything?
Yes, Madeline.
Whoa.
What a coincidence.
But I don't think we're here to talk about my daughter. A coincidence? Why? Is that your name? He says, looking at you, Cass.
No, but I suppose we didn't actually properly introduce ourselves.
No, you're right. Where are my manners? I am Fran Drumnus.
Dimitri shakes his hand.
He shakes it back and gives a firm, decisive handshake.
Oh, good handshake.
Tell a lot of person about their handshake. Catherine says, and she'll shake Fran's hand as well and say,
Yeah, he offers it freely.
My name is Catherine Kane, bard, storyteller, bit of an adventurer, if I do say so myself.
Really? They'll have had you singing your songs last night at the inn, I'm sure, in that case.
Oh, well, they didn't, actually.
They didn't?
They didn't.
Oh, wow. No. If you find yourself with a spare evening, yes, not a very exciting village, I'm sure it would be good for morale, and you might even earn yourself some coin.
Well, something will have to be done about that, I'm sure.
Sorry. I'm getting distracted thinking about general village affairs. Please. And you are? And he gestures towards Madeline.
The name is Madeline. Madeline Breyer.
Ah. I think I see what's going on now.
Yes.
And
you, sir?
My name is Dimitri Dusons. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Dusons, huh? Very well. So you're here to deal with, come and try and sort out this nasty business we've been having. Yes?
That is correct,
That's
yes.
right.
You're a capable lot, I take it, looking at all your armor and equipment and such.
We like to
Very
think so.
much so.
Yes, sir.
For the record, Dimitri is not in any of his armor right now.
Oh, okay, well, Madeline is,
Catherine
right?
will have put her,
Yeah.
Catherine will have put her
Well,
coat on again, and she'll have
there
picked
we
up
go.
everything that makes her look like an adventurer.
Dimitri doesn't like wearing his armor. It's not comfortable.
I don't know what you already know, but I will give you a rundown of the situation. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so. About a month ago, these attacks started. It's been exclusively late at night, and there has not been any noticeable pattern to it, so I can't say when it'll happen again. The guards have been trying to deal with it where they can, but it's apparently quite ferocious, and they have prioritized keeping their own lives rather than killing it, but they have managed to drive it out of town once or twice. Despite that, so I can't complain too much, but evidently something more needs doing. That's why I have invited you. My suggestion would be that you go about town during the days and see what you can glean from the townsfolk. I have some suggestions for people that might be of use for you to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
The local the business owners, particularly, they see things coming and going, and so I would suggest you talk to the following folks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Innkeep Gareth Heathley. It's a dragonborn fellow. I suppose you've likely met him.
That we
Yes.
have.
Yes, the shopkeeper, Gen. Lumbermaster, Benjamin Brodel. And it's just having a word with the village guards. I'm sure between all of them you can gather some insight. Now, ideally, I would be best if you could find something out and get ahead with the next attack. But that doesn't come to pass, I'm sure you all hear about it, and hopefully you can deal with it during one.
Yes. Better to nip it in the bud if we can. So that's what we will try to do.
Yes.
Cass looks around the others and says, "So, who do we want to start with?"
Well, how about we go to the shopkeeper, because we've already spoken to the innkeeper a little bit.
Sure.
Fine by
Okay.
me.
Very well. Well, I wish you luck. Now Okay, I have had a fun idea for how we can play out the next little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go and talk to these folks, and that will take up a block of time, as in, morning, afternoon, evening.
Mm-hmm.
And you can talking to one person and question and having a talk with them. That'll use up one bit of time. And then he says, "Now, in the future, if you have business with me, if you need anything, though you're very capable, I'm sure you'll have things under control. I'd appreciate it if you left the mornings to me. That's when I give Maddie her lessons.
Oh, I see.
Of course.
Thank you.
Mornings are when.
I'm just going to pop to the bathroom very quickly. I
Go
will
for it.
be right back.
Well, shall we head over to the shopkeeper then?
That
Okay.
sounds like a plan to me.
Dimitri, when leaving the house, Dimitri's going to look around the inside and just see if there's any damage on the inside of the house.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Oh, if only he was good at
Or
these.
investigation, actually, your choice. You can
We'll
use
make
that roll and apply it to either.
I'll do investigation because it's a little bit better, making it a 16.
Okay. You don't notice any damage in any of the type of damage you're kind of looking for inside the house.
Interesting. All right, let's get going.
Okay. So we'll call that the morning used. The morning block of time used. So you now go
Gotcha.
to the afternoon. And you're going to use this, and you're going to go talk to again, right?
Yes.
Okay. In the shop. Okay. So as you go to the shop, you see this time the sign that you saw earlier, where it's on the little hook. This time it reads open. And are you heading in?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go.
So Gen's shop is, the building is somewhat similar to the kind of like the houses, but it's got that sign on it, and the doors is directly in the middle of the building. And as you step in, you see that there are some, bits and pieces and equipment scattered around, like basic, like kind of like camping gear, like bedrolls and jars of rations and bits of like dried meat and such around. There is also like a kind of like service table, and behind that there is a guy, a human man. He's got he's got a silvery mustache, kind of like a little bit curly at the ends, and he's got no hair on his head, and he looks quite gruff. And as you step in, he says, hello.
Hello.
You're not familiar faces.
No, we are a group of adventurers that have been hired by your mayor to speak to you about all the nighttime shenanigans that have been happening.
Oh, of course. Well, speak to me about it. Oh, well, that is good. Good. Yes.
Just in case you had seen the creature or had any information to give us about it, perhaps?
Well, I think it's funny. I think you've come to the right place. I think I do actually have some suspicions about what's going on.
Oh,
Oh,
do
really?
please tell us.
Not that. Not that. Everyone is as brave in saying it. Now, I would appreciate if you keep what I'm about to say to you to yourselves.
Of course.
That's where Mimic's like, the cross lip thing and throw away the key. And then like comes and leans on
I
the
think that
counter.
it is a bit of a
like,
sensitive matter. Now, oh, could you close the door behind you?
Dimitri goes and closes the door.
Right, I have my suspicions about that innkeep Careth.
Mm.
The innkeep. What's wrong with the innkeep?
Oh, he's a strange fellow, that one. If you ask me, I think he is the beast. I think he's been using his strange ancestral magic to transform himself at night and attack the village and cause all sorts of mischief and problems.
Oh my.
Catherine's like leaning in, like she's engrossed in what he's saying, like she's fully invested in what this guy's saying, but she's like, she gives a side look to Dimitri and Madeline, just like, great, he's crazy.
Dimitri's sort of looking at her as well, and he's making notes in his little book.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of magic do you think he's using?
I don't claim to know about that awful stuff. Some nasty dragonborn stuff. Oh, I don't know. It's
Magic's the
no
worst,
good if you
isn't it?
ask me.
Magic's the absolute worst. That's what I've always said.
Oh, I respect to those who use it for good, those who have that ability, but you ask me, that's strange. That Carrot fellow, he's look like the things that is like.
Interesting. And why do you think he's doing it?
Oh, it must be to maybe to drive up sales of his god awful brew. You know, when such awful things are happening, more people go to his little shack and buy up that swill. Try and forget about the disasters. Good for his business, if you ask me.
And has he raised up his prices?
Oh, I wouldn't know about that. I don't go there.
Well, very interesting, Mr. Gen. And what would you recommend we do then in this case?
Kill the thing. Kill the thing. You suppose you can't. It's difficult to just walk up to him and kill him on the spot. The town folks will never go for that. But if you can catch him while he's transformed and kill him then, and then see him revert back to his true form, the whole town will see him for what he really is. You'll be regarded as heroes, and you can tell everyone that it was Gen that tipped you off and that facilitated the saving of the town.
We will absolutely remember your name as the one who informed us of the danger.
Completely.
Are doing absolutely nothing. So, what we're gonna do? I'm gonna talk to my friends. We're gonna talk, and then we'll do something, guys.
Yeah.
Can we?
Yes. Can I quickly make an insight check just to see if he genuinely believes what he's saying?
Yep, go for it.
That is a 6.
You don't get much of an insight anyway.
Cursed session.
Catherine will sort of huddle everyone together and out of earshot of Gen, just say,
you can step outside to do that if you want, but he'll if you're gonna step outside, he would like address you before you did so. If you're wanting to, so are you gonna pull everyone outside?
I have no more questions.
Yeah, let's go outside.
All right. Well, need any more tips about catching him? Then I am keen to help if I can. But of course, if you could keep my involvement on the down low for now, I'm sure you understand.
Oh, of course, of course.
And if you need any rations or camping equipment, yeah, I am open in the all morning and afternoon.
Thumbs
Catherine
up.
gives him like a thumbs up and a wink and a smile, and takes everybody outside, like keeping eye contact, keeping smiling, and then once the door's closed, she'll turn to everyone and say, "So the man's a racist, and he's crazy."
Seems that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really buy it, to be honest.
No.
I will just lay out for you guys that I'm not in the business of just randomly killing tavern innkeeps. That's not my thing.
No, well, we're not an assassin's guild, so I don't think it's any of our things, really.
It is interesting that he mentioned the innkeeper is turning into a monster. I wonder if other villagers have similar ideas, that they think the monster isn't just something from the woods, it's someone in the town.
Well, you did say that yesterday, didn't you, Dimitri? You did say that it
Yes.
could be someone from in the town.
Do we... I don't know if this is meta or not, but do we as characters know about the existence of werewolves?
I was thinking about werewolves.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
thinking about werewolves.
But then if it's been a thing that's been happening over multiple nights of the month,
Yeah, then it couldn't be full
but then it could be
moons.
just a weird werewolf. It could
We don't
be...
really know how werewolves work in this.
Give me a, I guess, nature check or arcana check.
I'll give
Dimitri's
Arcana.
not good at any of those. Dimitri will give a nature check. Nat 20.
Ooh.
Madeline got an 11.
Hey,
Okay.
11.
Dimitri, you probably have heard tales. You've heard accounts of people that turn into beasts. And and attack the towns and such. Well, and attack others. You're aware of the idea of werewolves, though you probably, as Dimitri, you probably aren't aware of the specifics of specifics.
Mm-hmm. He's heard stories about werewolves, basically.
So you could definitely raise that as an idea reasonably to the party.
He will say then, well, do you know like werewolves? Like they come out at night and they're people that turn into big wolves and they attack things?
What are they
That's
like?
what you think this could be?
Well, maybe. I don't know. I didn't know they were real, but they could be. It would be interesting and it would make sense. Is it a full moon tonight?
Is it a full moon tonight, DM?
Would any of the characters have made a note of checking the lunar cycle in any of the other nights?
No.
Catherine probably wouldn't have.
Well, then you don't know.
I don't know. Catherine will just say, so theoretically, it could be anyone in the town.
Oh, that's quite scary.
Ooh, that's
At least it's a small town.
It's a small town. Like
There's
only
that.
30 people.
Do you think we could have a look at... Well, obviously we'll do our investigations and speaking to people, but it might be worth checking what houses have been attacked. Because, I don't think a werewolf would attack their own house.
They might not.
It might not even be a werewolf for all we know, but, just an idea.
It's a working theory.
Well, in that case, should we choose next person to go speak to?
We've still got to speak to Kareth. We've spoken to Gen. There's the lumber master and the guards.
I feel like the lumber master or the guards might be a good shot. They
Shall we
would
go
have.
to the lumber master then?
Yeah, we could maybe go see the guards at night since they're probably going to be out and about looking for it anyway, keeping the town
That's
safe.
a good idea. That's a good
So it
idea.
gives us more time.
I will note that since I'm doing it this fun way where it takes like a block of time, this will have used your afternoon up. This will have used your afternoon, so the next time you'll be going will be evening time.
Nice. Will the lumberyard be open in the evening?
That is a question I don't think you have an answer to, but you would probably remember that you didn't see anyone when you had a peek into it yesterday evening. It didn't look like there was anyone like actively working in it.
Maybe it's worth going to see the guards or Kareth then, because we know Kareth's up all night. And the guards probably will be as well, so we could go see one of them.
To the guards then?
Let's go speak to the guards.
Okay.
To the guardhouse.
To the guardhouse.
To the guardhouse.
So afternoon turns to early evening as you make your way to the guardhouse. And as you go in, any suspicions you had about it only having 2 holding cells are confirmed. You can see on one side of the room, on one side of it, there are a pair of holding cells. The other, there's a desk, a long desk, with 2 guys sitting on either side of it, just kind of sitting there. And there's also a door leading into another room. And as you step in,
Sorry.
as you step, wait, are you going inside now, or are you doing something first? Or
I was gonna say, as Casper walks in, can you try and like give the guards just a little bit of fright and say as they walk in, like, "Look sharp! There's trouble about!" Just to like, give them a joke. She just wants to give them a joke.
You sure can do that. As you do so, the guard on the left, you see him visibly like jump, and he's holding a spear, and he like grips it tightly and like leans backwards in his chair. And the other one doesn't react so much and turns to look at you and says, "Oh, aye. And who are you?"
Final flight.
Yes, we are the wonderful people hired by your mayor to investigate some trouble you've been having, we hear.
Yes, it has been quite troublesome, but suppose you're the ones hired because we can't do our jobs, eh?
Nobody implied that. Sounds like you've got some internal problems you need to tackle, sir.
Oh, well, you're welcome to it, if you ask me. A terrible thing it is.
Yes, apparently you saw it. What was it?
Oh, yes, I did.
What did it look like?
Don't know. It was big. It ran both on 2 legs and 4, covered in fur.
Oh.
Nasty claws, big teeth, had pointy ears and a snout.
What color was its fur?
Brown. Generic fur color.
It's just generic.
Demi's just gonna look to the gals and be like, "It sounds like a werewolf."
Does sound like a generic werewolf.
Where did you see it?
It's been the residential areas where it's been coming into.
Coming into? From where?
No one's seen exactly where it comes into, but seen it run out into the woods.
Mm. Interesting. Has it attacked anyone? I mean, I know it's.
It's had a good go at us. You see the other one like nod.
Did it hurt you?
Oh, certainly tried. It certainly tried. I'll tell you that. I've been injured by it. And he like he'll lift his kind of like armor and shirt, and he's got like a chain shirt up, and he shows you a gash. That's a spell, like a gash that's like healing.
Ugh.
Got me there one time.
Oh dear. Well, well, we're here to make sure that doesn't happen again. And we could really use your help. Maybe you could join us when it shows up, and we can help you fight it off.
Strength in numbers.
Strength in numbers.
Something like that would be good. If it shows up in town, it might be. Then having you here will mean that I suppose alternatively we can focus on making sure that the people stay in their houses.
Yes, that's a good
We'll
point.
figure it out, but from what I understand, you're the lucky folks who have been tasked with killing it.
That we have.
That's us lucky.
So what have you trying to find out what's going on, are you?
Yes, we're trying to see where the creature is coming from and what it's trying to do and when it's going to show up so we can stab it a lot of times and kill it.
Trying to figure out where to start is the main thing.
Yes.
Well,
So if it's been going to the forest, we could always have a look for tracks, I suppose.
Yes, or fur snatched on branches,
Mm.
like in the books. I
well,
was about to say movies, but I don't know what they are.
I actually did notice something, though.
Mhm.
It's unusual for a town like this to get visitors.
Mhm.
And about last month, not too long before the attacks began, we had a strange visitor. Quite a grubby-looking dragonborn fellow.
Oh.
Not sure what business he had in the town, but he didn't seem to be causing any bother, but it is what it is.
Interesting. What color? What did it look? What did they look like? The dragonborn.
Oh, he had a cloak on. Didn't see much more than the scales on his nose. Quite grubby looking and dusty and dirty and such.
Do you know what color the scales were?
Green, I think that is a colour that Dragonborn can be.
Yes. Interesting.
And did he stay long, this dragonborn?
I only saw him that one day.
And what was he when you saw him?
Just walking in town. Went to
Did he stay at the inn or anything?
Not as far as I know. I didn't see him there that evening, but he did walk into it. I did see him go there in the afternoon.
No.
Perhaps we should ask Kareth about him.
Perhaps we should.
Indeed.
Well, anything else we can think of? Any more information you have to maybe?
I think I have an idea. There's the second guard who seems a bit more timid. If you heard the local legend,
Legend.
No.
There's a local legend that I think think it is. I think it's the were-rabbit.
Oh,
Casper
I
like
knew
visibly
it.
gives a little snort and then composes herself. The were-rabbit.
Legend has it. The talk is that sometimes strange, angry rabbit that's got a taste for flesh roams the woods. And
Oh,
I must have discovered that we're all here, just ready for the taking.
oh dear.
How fearsome. Well,
Have you seen what it's done? He points to the other guard. It's fearsome.
And what about the carrots in the town? Did it take
Carrots?
all the carrots? What if it's a were-rabbit? It'll have gone after all the carrots.
You're not taking me seriously, are you?
I am 100% taking you seriously, my good friend. She's just got a
Well,
face.
you'll be the one sorry when you're stuck in the end of its teeth.
I mean, Madeline turns to the other guards and she said, "Now, you're sure the ears were pointy and not floppy, right?"
Yes, very sure. And he glances at the other guard. Very sure indeed.
I
Well,
don't know. Could be.
we'll keep an ear out for something.
We'll be sure to stock up on
Well, it'll be
carrots.
keeping an ear out for you.
Well, thank you, boys, for the information. I suppose we should head to, and she looks to the others, see Kareth? Or
I suppose so. We could ask him about that dragonborn that came to the village.
Oh, and there was that Benjamin.
Oh, the lumberman.
Yes.
Benjamin Brodel. Yes, unfortunately, he might be in the inn, actually. We could try, have a look around. All right, the inn then.
Okay.
To the inn.
To the inn.
So this will have used your evening time. So we'll say that it's like quite late now. As you make your way over. Call it like midnight. And as you go back to the inn, the inn's quite quiet. And the door's closed.
Oh. Can we open the door?
It's locked.
Oh. Oh dear.
Oh great, we're locked out.
How do we get into our room? Oh no.
To be fair, this isn't the first time that's ever happened to me.
Ah. I'm not entirely sure what to do here.
Madeline's going to knock very loudly on the door.
A moment after you knock, you hear the noise of... You hear shuffling and someone heading towards the door. And then it opens and Kareth is standing on the other side and he's got a little... like a little... like sleeping caps that are like kind of cloth Santa hat in shape. He's got one of those on. It opens us up and he says, it's you. You'll be wanting into your rooms, yes?
Yes, please.
Right.
Sorry for disturbing you.
No, it's fine. I was only in bed. For the record, we close at midnight.
I see.
Well, now we
You let me know if you think you'll be out later, and I will keep it open for you. Okay.
Will do.
Right. Well, I am off to bed.
Sleep well.
Kareth,
He gestures for
before
you
go,
to stop and to step in and locks the door behind you. It's just a latch bolt, so you're not locked in. What is it?
I just had a quick question. Do you keep like a ledger of people who come into the town and like stay with you, or I just don't want to bother you this late at night with a
Oh,
question
no.
that can be answered by a ledger.
No need for anything like that. Now, if you don't mind, I'm off to bed. And he starts moving away.
Just very quickly, we do just have some questions about the investigation. We're really sorry.
I am off to bed. You can ask me in the morning, please.
Okay.
If that's all right. Okay. Good night, he says. And up he resumes his course upstairs.
Grumpy sod.
Some of these people are very unhelpful. Well, should we... Well, we could check out the woods.
Um,
We could, although, I mean, if they're coming into town during the night, we might miss it.
Oh, that's a good point. We're probably better off staying here and then looking in the morning in the woods, or speaking to people, and then, yeah. Let's go to bed then.
well, it attacks the residential area. Isn't that what the guard said?
Seem to be.
I believe so.
My suggestion is we go and just wait around the residential area to see if it shows up tonight. Take watches.
That makes sense.
Yes,
And if
we
it
do
doesn't
that.
show up, then it doesn't show up. But
Okay. Are you planning to camp out?
what do we think?
Well, I mean, if it's in the middle of like the village, then probably. I mean, we could just like hunker down somewhere if we could find
Yeah.
shelter or something.
Mm-hmm.
That suits me.
See, that's how you're planning to avoid some exhaustion.
Nice. Demetrius going to put on his armor for this.
Yeah, you can.
Get all his things, etc., etc.
You can find something. If you're keeping the rooms, that will cost you another silver piece. For each
Dimitri,
of the rooms.
Dimitri
fine.
will pay those 2 silver pieces.
He would have collected those from you when you spoke to
Nice.
him this morning or this evening or whatever.
Yeah.
He just marked them as gone. That's fine. Or leave them on the desk. Yeah.
Okay.
Bar.
Shall
So yeah,
we
you can go into
camp
town.
out in the village?
You've got
Let's go.
camping equipment. You've got like a couple. I think between you've got a couple of tents and bedrolls. You've got everything you need to camp, if that's what you're wanting to do.
Nice.
Madeline would prefer to not be on the ground in like a flimsy canvas triangle if they get attacked. So
You can go
Madeline
under the
might have a
stars, I guess.
little.
Yeah. go on.
Well, no, she'll just have a little look around, and see if there's anywhere that's like elevated that she could, like, just hunker there. Like if she could climb onto like into a tree, or if she could get on top of a building or whatever.
There is some of the roofs are thatched,
Mm-hmm.
and you think maybe you might be able to climb onto one of them and have a little sit on one of them, on one of the thatched roofs. That might be all right. A flatter bit.
Could we maybe each take a roof? Is there enough buildings that maybe we could all each take a roof and
Yeah, we could try
each
that.
have like a surveillance of the buildings?
Yeah, if you can try. You can certainly try and find ways to climb onto the roof. They're
And I think
yeah,
if
you can have a
you're
look.
all-
Give me investigation check or survival check to try
do
and find a
investigation.
roof that you might be able to spot a way to climb up onto to see what you can find.
15.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone or just
Anyone who's wanting to go onto a roof, I suppose.
okay?
Well, for
21
Dimitri.
for and 21 for Madeline.
Okay. 21 for Madeline, did you say?
Yes.
Yeah, Madeline, you find one of the houses. You see it's got a tree next to it that you might be able to climb up, and you spot a way up. Casperin, you find a house that's got a stone dike that you think you might be able to climb onto the dike and maybe pull yourself up onto the roof for.
Nice.
And then Dimitri, unfortunately, you don't see any other roofs that might be suitable for you to climb up onto.
What if Dimitri pulls out his grappling hook? Does he think there's one that he can grapple onto?
You probably could throw your grappling hook up. Do you have a rope to tie it to?
Yes, he does.
You could probably do that.
He's gonna
You
try and
would
grapple it.
probably not be so dumb as to think that would not disturb the people inside the house.
That's true, actually.
Why don't you come up into the one
I
with
will
me?
just stay down here, maybe. I'm quite heavy. I'm not very good on the.
Well, we can cover you from up here.
Yes, I can be. If it comes, I'll body slam it. I don't know.
I
Your
think
thing is, you're
I'll
alright
stay
with being
down here
baked,
with
Dimitri.
you, Dimitri, rather than
Nice.
clambering up.
We're the
Says
ground
Ral.
team.
Ral's also
Alright.
staying on the ground. Unless, Charles, if you're watching this, because I know you have been watching sporadically, if you have thoughts about where Dimitri would go, you feel free to share those, Charles, if you are watching this. Now we just wait about a minute for the delay.
Wait on a reply.
Ral will be on the ground with Dimitri.
Yeah, Dimitri's gonna set up his little bedroll, just like in some sort of like overhang or like a alley or something, and just sit there and wait.
Okay. Good. All right. So are you heading up into your respective roofs?
Yeah, Madeline makes herself as comfortable as possible, and she has her.
Madeline and Casper make acrobatics checks. That's probably the best one for clambering up onto a roof.
7.
22.
Madeline, you scale your tree that you found. No problems. You're very used to it. Casperin, you try to climb. You use the little path you saw on the dike and then up onto the roof. You get onto the dike, okay, but when it comes time to like pull yourself up into the thatched roof, you find you just can't quite pull yourself up.
Sorry, that was a mistake. Sorry.
That's fine. And you find that your grip on the roofs slips, and you lose your grip and fall down. But not super clumsily, but like you don't manage to pull yourself onto the roof.
Well, there goes that idea. She's kind of like rubbing her backside, like, ow. She'll just go and join Dimitri and Ral.
All right.
So the roof bested me, but a werewolf won't. You hear me? And then she'll just set up a bedroll, and I don't mind taking first watch.
And I will take a watch down here as well.
Madeline will also take a watch.
Yep.
Probably the later one.
Sure thing. All right, so going into the rest, or anything else going on first?
No, I don't think so. We good?
Okay.
Yeah.
So whose rest was first? It was Dimitri's, right? Unless I've
Dimitri's
gravely forgotten.
taking watch.
Yeah, okay, so everyone else settles into rest. Dimitri, you take your first watch. Perception check, please.
11.
11, yeah. You don't notice much of anything going on. Yeah. No, it's a quiet night. I mean,
He will wait till he can see.
You see at one point you see a shape kind of like fly past you quite suddenly, and you hear a kind of like as it flies quite close to your face. A dark shape.
Ooh, Dimitri's gonna whack at it with his hand out of fright.
Make an attack.
It'll be an improvised attack because he's not using his sword.
I guess you know what, you can take an opportunity attack as it flies out of your range, as it goes out of your range.
For what's his? Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how. I think 24.
Nice.
Okay. An unarmed strike does 1 damage, right?
Yeah.
You have just
Plus
killed
its
a
strength.
bat.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no!
Dimitri just
You
goes,
just
"Oh my
punch a
God."
bat out of the air onto the ground, and it is dead. Because bats
You're all
have 1
normal.
hit point.
Dimitri's hoping that no one else is awake. He's gonna shuffle over to it and pick it up and be like, "I am so sorry." He's gonna try and heal it if he can.
I will let you have made. I'm a nice DM. It can have been non-lethal damage.
Yeah, he would have knocked it out because it was his fist.
Yeah. You're allowed to use non-lethal damage.
He scoops it up and he's going to spend 1 hit point of lay on hands. I am so sorry about that.
It bites you.
That is very fair. I think he lets it fly away.
Aw.
Wait a minute, I'm gonna make a roll for its bite. It didn't roll well. It got 4.
Oh.
It tries to bite at you, but it doesn't quite get through, and
Dimitri smacks it again. No.
and then it flies off into the night.
Ooh. Oh my god. Vampires and werewolves, oh my. After that commotion, he's going to look around and see, once his watch is over, if like Madeline or Cass have woken up on top of their roofs, and he's going to give them a thumbs up if he sees them, and then go to bed.
I didn't
well,
make it up onto the roof.
yeah.
I couldn't get up on the roof.
Oh, right.
I'll take second watch.
All right.
What's that, perception? 14.
I just heard Zara complain about something next door.
Yeah, Zara just got booted out of Discord, I think.
Oh no.
Oh, Zara's back.
Wait, she's back. They're back.
Hello.
Hello, Zara. Zara's gone again. And I've got a little map for us here as well. We can't hear you,
Oh,
Zara.
there we go.
Hello?
Hello.
We're back.
He's back.
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Is he?
Back
Hello?
again.
Wait, did I disappear?
You did after
Oh.
I
Yeah.
just got back, yeah.
Oh,
But
right.
now there's a battle map and I have 1 fear.
Oh,
No, I
Oh.
just got a little map up to. I found a map to like demonstrate
Uh-huh.
like where you're
Uh-huh.
watching.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
We believe you.
fear.
What did I get for my watch? 14.
14. Okay. So you're watching, not much happens, but you notice that that there's something kind of like fluttering pass and towards you and past you. And with that roll, you detect that it is a bat. There is a bat flies past. But other than that, not much is
She
going
just
on.
gives it a little wave.
Don't punch it.
Why would I punch it?
I don't know.
What did you punch a bat?
No. Just rolls over, goes back to
Can I
bed.
insight check? I'm just gonna insight check.
All right.
Yeah, he punched a bat. He's not good at lying.
Caspian just sort of giggles and then finishes the rest of her watch.
Is rabies a thing in 5e? I suppose it's quite lucky you didn't get bit.
Dimitri is immune to disease. I
Oh,
will
well,
put
there
that
you go.
out there.
Let's see. Any room. At the end of my watch, I'll use message and send a message to Madeline. Did you want to do a watch? Were you going to do a watch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll point up to where Madeline is and message and say, your watch, your turn.
Madeline was dozing, so she gives a little start and she's like, oh, okay. So like smooths out the crick in her neck and against her watch. Ha! Okay, what's this? That's a 19 for perception.
Okay. Yeah, so you're watching, the time passes. Only one thing of note happens. You see the more timid guard stroll along. And you notice, at one point you see him notice the group down here. And he just kind of stops and looks at them for a moment. And you see him shake his head. And he continues on his way. But other than that, you don't notice much going on this night.
Okay.
And then the dawn breaks, and we find ourselves in the next morning.
Okay. Well, Madeline will clamber down off the roof, and we'll go to join the others. And it's like rubbing at her neck, and she looks at them and says, "Well, sleep well."
Yeah, it was all right. I was kind of hoping to kill something. I'm kind of like, where is this guy, you know?
Yeah, me too.
I'm sort of getting suspicious now. Like, something should have happened by now.
Yeah, do you think it knows we're here? And now it's like, I'm not going to with these guys, and I was going to wait till we leave.
Oh yeah, like one of those things where it doesn't happen till you're not looking.
Yeah, maybe we need to be like, okay, everyone, we're leaving. We couldn't figure it out. And then we come
bam!
back, and we're like, bam, we were here the whole time, and then we kill it. Or we could carry on asking people questions and see if we can get more information.
I think that's a good place to start.
Let's start with that. Do we want to go to the lumber yard and then speak to Kareth and then go to the woods?
Why don't we go to Kareth first? Because does coffee exist in this world?
I think you've had it before. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
Yay.
Well, Madeline really needs a coffee, so
That's entirely fair.
It's around. Coffee's around, but it's a commodity. It's a luxury.
Well, if there isn't coffee, she'll just settle for an ale or something. You know, the
right.
alternative to coffee. Okay.
All right, to the inn.
To the inn.
All right, so you head back over to the inn. It's morning time, and there are some folks. There are a few folks in there having some breakfast at the inn, and you see Kareth is at the bar, polishing a glass. And as you step in, he squints at you.
You need some glasses, man.
What?
Nothing.
Why?
How was your night?
absolutely fine. Apart from one point where some of my customers woke me up in the middle of the night to be let into the rooms and then didn't even stay.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Look, we're on an investigation, you know. We're just trying to get things sorted.
Hmm.
We don't mean to be a pain. We're very sorry.
Are you here for a meal?
Yes, and to ask some questions if that's okay.
Well, I think I'll be taking your orders before answering your questions, considering last night, if you don't mind.
Of
Sure.
course.
Right.
Could I have, do you have coffee?
Coffee?
Yeah.
The only coffee here I've got is my own private supply, which, forgive me if I'm not feeling so inclined to share right now.
Well,
Oh
that's
my
pretty
god.
fair. Okay, I'll have some porridge, maybe?
Yes, of course, that'll be however much I said it was yesterday.
I'll have some
6
porridge
copper.
as well, please.
6 copper
6
for a meal.
copper. Here you go.
Thank you.
There we are. He pays that.
Mm-hmm. So does Casper, and she'll give over 6 copper.
Thank you. I'll have your meals. Out to you in
In
a
fact,
moment.
she'll give over a silver and say, "Sorry about last night. We are sorry."
His gaze softens a little at that.
Money
Well,
helps
just
everything.
if in future you give me a word to let me know if you're thinking of staying out late and if you're planning on coming and going, just let me know in
We
advance. So I
we
notice.
absolutely will.
Thank you. That's all I ask. Right, well, you have some questions for me, apparently.
Yeah, just a couple, not really much.
Fire
Um,
ahead.
So first of all, have you heard of the were-rabbit?
Oh, yes, local legend. Yes. Everyone round here has heard of it, I should think.
Interesting. Second of all, do you remember about a month ago there was someone who came to visit the village? Do you remember them?
Oh, yes. Remind me.
The guard said he was like a guy in a cloak. I think he was like a dragonborn, and then he had green scale. Do you remember him?
I remember hearing about it, but he didn't come in here.
He didn't, did he?
No.
That's interesting.
From what I heard, he
And the
went
guard
to the shop.
Interesting.
and the guards definitely said that this is out of character. This isn't Casper. The guard said that he had gone into the inn.
That's what the guard said, yes.
Yeah.
Can I insight Kareth?
Mm-hmm.
Roll high. Roll high. 20. Dirty 20.
You get the impression that, yeah, you trying to think how to like frame it, because without just being having insight to be a lie detector.
Okay, so let me say, I want to see if he. What's it?
Like,
Does he look like he's withholding anything?
he, he doesn't seem like shifty at all. Like when you asked about it, he didn't like react particularly at all. It's like asking this about him hasn't like put him on edge or anything. It doesn't seem to like have made him like change his demeanor at all.
He's not like
He
50 or
seems
anything.
pretty not fussed much about it.
Interesting.
Like yeah. And that's with that insight check. With a good insight check. He seems
Mhm.
like, yeah.
Well, that's really all we had to ask, I believe. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I will note that's just a flavorful way of saying that you don't think it doesn't seem like you don't get the impression he's like being deceitful.
Okay.
Hmm. Well, suppose there's who did somebody say that he was coming into the shop? Came in here?
Um, well, we just kind of assumed because, it's the only place in town to be.
We just kind of assumed that somebody coming into the town might come into the inn.
They certainly didn't stay here. I suppose it's possible they came in without me noticing in a busy night, but not sure, I'm afraid.
Oh,
But I
well.
heard that he went to the shop. It was a bit
Well,
unusual.
we could maybe go speak to the shop guy about it.
Go
Yes,
back and
well,
speak
you
to
should.
them.
Yes, not sure how much help he'll be.
No, he's a bit of a. And Dimitri makes like wiggles his finger around his ear, like in a cuckoo.
Yes, again, he's had it out for me.
Why?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, I say just ignore him. He sounds like a bully.
Oh, I do.
Oh, well, unless you guys have any more questions, you've been very helpful. Thank you.
Well, you were saying earlier that if I'd noticed anything, well, I did notice one unusual thing.
Oh,
Oh, what's that?
If just on the topic of unusual happenstances, once or twice after attacks, when I've been up early in the morning, starting my brew and gathering my oats and such, I noticed Mr. Drumness coming back from a very early morning walk.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Once or twice, so I just thought that unusual, considering how protective he is of his daughter, that he would leave her alone during such dangerous times.
that is interesting.
Hadn't noticed it happening before, but about a month ago, saw that, but especially after his, yes.
After his what?
Oh, I know he had some business going on with his daughter, but I'm not close to the man himself. If you want, I'd suggest if you're curious about things like that, the lumber master is closer to him.
Maybe that's a good next stop then, the lumber master. We still haven't spoken to him yet.
I know
Where can
they're
we-
friends.
Where can we find the lumber master? Where would he be about?
Oh, this time of day, probably over at the lumber yard.
Makes sense. All right,
Then.
let's go. Thank you very much, Kareth. Have a good morning.
No problem.
To the lumber yard.
To the lumber yard. It's the thing that we do every time now. It's like, to the place.
It's like a flashcard.
So that was your morning. And it's now afternoon time.
As we're walking to the lumber yard, Dimitri's going to lean over to the others and say, it's very interesting about how Mr. Drumness was going for a late night walk, coming home very early in the morning.
Yes, it's also interesting that the mornings with him are off limits, but also very late at night is off limits as well.
Yes, and it also was weird that he was going for an early morning walk when apparently he's teaching his daughter in the mornings,
Mm-hmm.
which has led me to a small suspicion.
What,
I
that it's
don't
his
think
daughter?
Mr. Drumness would, if he was a wolf, would attack his own house. But what if his daughter was?
Mm.
Which means that if it is a werewolf, if that's what we're going for, then the werewolf's a 9-year-old girl.
Could be. I don't want to throw around accusations, but I mean, it would make sense. It could also be Mr. Drumness. I think it's one of them. But also
Well,
this
then why
Glenn
would Mr.
guy, the shopkeeper, why has he got this strange guy coming from a month ago? I mean, that could be nothing, you know what I mean? That could just be some weird guy who came through.
But why would Mr. Drumness, why would Mayor Drumness hire an adventuring party to hunt himself or his daughter?
Oh,
Why would he put themselves at that kind of risk?
that's a good point. That's a
Mm.
very good point, actually. Oh,
Unless he's trying to throw us off the scent. Unless he just wants to be
maybe.
seen as doing something.
Or maybe he's aware that we're going to find out and he wants to die. No, probably not.
Or maybe, well, if this has only been going on for a month, he must be shit scared. Or his daughter is shit scared. If this has only
Yeah.
been just happening, then they maybe don't even know what to do about it.
Maybe they don't even know it's them. Maybe he
They might
doesn't
not.
know. Well, how about. Okay, here's an idea. Let's speak to the lumber master today, this afternoon. And in the evening, we can camp out again, maybe. And then in the morning, why don't we go check in on one of the lessons that the mayor has? See if they really are lessons?
Do a little eavesdropping.
Just a little bit.
I'm not above eavesdropping, we'll do that.
Sounds as good a plan as any, I suppose.
So, to the lumberyard.
To the lumber yard. Diddle-diddle-diddle.
You get like the old Batman transitions of like.
That's what.
All right, so you head over to the lumberyard. Where in the last time you had a peek in, it was quiet. This time there were lots of folks milling around, carrying wood, sawing it, piling it, filling a cart. It seems quite busy. And you find yourselves at the arch leading into the yard.
Can we see anyone that looks very lumber mastery?
Not immediately. Give me a perception check to see if you can spot anything. Anyone that looks like they're in charge.
Still not good at these. 5.
Yeah, no. A lot of these hooks do look familiar. You just like inherently you'll have seen them in the inn.
I guess this is where the town
Catherine.
gets all its money from.
Yeah. Catherine will stop the nearest person and just say,
Mm-hmm.
"Hi, excuse me, good afternoon.
You
We're
you
looking."
find the nearest person is the same guy you talked to the first night you were here.
No.
Which guy?
Who was that again? That was.
You went to the table and you were talking to the folks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
one of them was just kind of the main guy you were talking to. He says, it's you.
Yes.
Need some wood?
It's me.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
At least it wasn't me. At least it wasn't me. Catherine sort of snorts and says, "Not right now."
Yes, I suspected not. Looking for something?
We're looking to speak to Benjamin, the lumber master. Is he
Oh,
around?
yes, he'll be in his office, at the back there. If you want, I'll take you over.
Please, that would be lovely.
Oh, no
Catherine just
problem.
kind of gives Madeline like a little side eye, like that wasn't just me. That thought that was a bit dirty.
Madeline gives an innocent smile back.
To which Casperin's just like, no, you found it dirty too, don't lie. And then keeps walking.
All right, he leads you through the yard. It's encumbered by like buildings. Some of them are like storage for logs, but the one he leads you to back is an actual building. And he knocks on the door and then opens it immediately and steps through. And you're led into a wee office with a desk, with a man sitting at it who's he's got a tufty beard and some spectacles on. And as he looks up, the guy that's led you in says, "Hey, Ben, there's folks that have been poking around town. They want to speak to you, eh?" And then he leaves out. Then he pushes past you and leaves. And you're left with the lumber master, who looks at you and he just says, "Ah, well met."
Hello.
Well met. We are Final Flight. I'm sure your men have been speaking about the visitors in the town. That's us.
Mm.
We wondered if we might ask you a few questions, if that's all right.
Oh, aye. Wondering if what's going on around town.
I don't think
Sure.
we're the only ones wondering that.
Oh, no, well, some people have their theories.
Oh yes, we've come
Some
across
people
a
have
couple.
their theories. Theories.
What are your theories?
Well, if you ask me, I think the beast is an omen.
Omen.
An omen sent by Morto.
By what? Sorry?
By Morto.
Oh, yes.
You know, god of death that everyone knows about.
Yes, I thought you
Just,
said motto.
No, that was just in case it was not clear, because I know
Okay.
Pantheon stuff doesn't come up very often.
Oh. Why do you think? An omen for what? What have you done? Did you chop down a bad tree?
Well, not me. It's well, this is just my theory. But I think Morto had been eyeing up the mayor's daughter. She's been since she'd been sick for so long.
Ah,
Oh, the mayor's daughter was sick? That's a shame. What
Oh,
happened?
for a long time. Till about a month ago, she got better.
mm-hmm.
I think Morto had been eyeing her up. Had a sight set, but when she got better, if you ask me, Morto was sent this beast back as in vengeance.
I see.
Mm.
Well, very, very interesting. Very good theory. Guys, do you mind if we very quickly speak outside? Very super quickly?
Right, what have you found out? What's your investigation?
Oh, nothing. We
covered?
haven't found anything. I just have a trapped
We have-
burp, and I don't want to do it in front of you.
Oh, right, of course. In fact, do you mind if I be right back for a moment?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I will just
Sure.
be a moment. Feel free to RP now, but I will be asking what has been said when I get
Nice.
back. All right.
Dimitri
back in a
is going to grab the others and be like, guys, I have a new theory.
I'm listening.
Very.
Okay, so get this. The girl gets sick. The
Mhm.
daughter's the mayor sends for someone to fix her. This creepy dragonborn guy shows up. The dragonborn guy cures her, but somehow makes her a wolf. Huh?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it's
It all
possible.
ties together. The dates all line up. He shows them his little notebook. There's lots of enthusiastic drawings of him killing wolves.
Oh,
I just
you're
really
very
hope it's a
wise,
werewolf.
Dimitri.
Thank you. I just love werewolves. I've always loved them, and I cannot wait. I really want to kill one. Well, obviously
They're
not kill one
really
if it is
fascinating.
her. Pardon?
They're really fascinating.
They're so cool. I wouldn't want to kill it, obviously, because it's a little girl. But you know.
No, I was going to say, I'm not killing a little girl.
No,
I'm
no.
not
Don't
doing
worry.
that.
And he pulls out his flail, and he's like, I can just knock her out. We can just put her to sleep, and then, like tie her up, and then try get a cure or something.
Mm.
Do we think she's a werewolf, or do you think she's like the result of some spell gone wrong?
Oh, could be, or maybe she's a were-rabbit.
I don't think the were-rabbit's a thing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the
You
guards.
don't? That would be kind of cool, though. Do you think it's infectious? Do you think we could all become were-rabbits? That would be kind of cool.
It would be kind of fun, though. That would be fun. But like a
I'd
were-rabbit.
like to avoid it, I've got to be honest.
That's pretty fair.
Catherine's just picturing the four of us, all ginger, bouncing around.
Rabbit
all
people.
ginger rabbits.
Hello,
bouncing about a
I am back.
Hello. So what you missed, Dimitri grabbed everyone into a huddle and relayed his theory that he's got his little notebook, his little investigator's notebook, and he's showing them pictures and a little timeline. And it's that a month ago, the little girl got sick.
Mhm.
And then the mayor was like, oh no, my daughter is sick. This is so sad.
Wait,
I'm
what
going to have
happened?
to...
What was the start of that? Sorry.
Oh, so the daughter's sick.
Mm-hmm.
The daughter is sick, and the mayor was like, oh no, my daughter's sick. This is so sad. She's going to die. So he sent away for someone to like fix it, like a shaman or like, I don't know, some creepy dragonborn guy in row who shows up and then cures her, but also accidentally made her a were-rat. That's my idea. Or a werewolf, I don't know. That's what I think is what happened. So, guy?
Or maybe that dragonborn was a werewolf, and the only
Made her.
cure is to make another werewolf,
Oh my god, maybe.
and that was the cure.
Oh
You
my
have to
gosh.
imagine that werewolves are pretty hardy, so I suppose
Yeah,
turning
maybe it's
her
the only
into
way
one.
to have saved her. Would the mayor then not? But the mayor, again, why would the mayor send for us?
Mm.
That's the
Does he
only bit
want
of
us
it
to?
that doesn't make any sense. That's the only bit that I can't wrap my head around.
Why would the mayor send for us if he knows? So maybe the mayor doesn't know. Maybe maybe they straight up don't know. Maybe he's just like, oh, my daughter's fine now, goodbye. And the dragonborn was like, yes, goodbye. I'll never see you again. But I did make your daughter a wolf. But he didn't say that. That's just what he
And he
did.
left with like a maniacal laughter, like
Yes, and the lightning was like, and he disappeared forever. And now
But
the mayor's
then,
like, why is there a wolf?
what are we to make of his early morning walk the other day? I mean, it could have just
Oh,
been an early morning walk, I suppose, but
unless
you
he's
know,
taking, unless he knows, and he's taking the daughter to be chained up, right?
somewhere
maybe.
in the way.
Somewhere out the way. But then the nights of the attacks, she's getting loose.
Yeah. But then again, why would he hire us? Maybe it's I don't know. I think we need to do a little bit more investigating.
I think we need to investigate the mayor. The
I
think
think
so.
it's the
God.
mayor. I think we could maybe speak to Gen one more time, be like, hey, remember that Dragonborn guy that came into your shop? What was that about? But also we could just speak to the mayor and be like, hey, do you remember this Dragonborn guy? What was that about? How about that?
I think that's
Or,
something we could think
or
of.
we just go to the mayor and confront him.
Oh, I
I
don't know. It might be
Yeah.
bad. Maybe we gotta wait. Maybe we gotta wait just a little bit because we might not get paid if we really fuck it up, you know?
Oh yeah, no, that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
I got some nice.
I
I got
really
new
want
clothes
to
I need to pay for.
Yeah.
Okay, how about we? What do we think? It's nighttime soon, so we can either go to sleep, stake out the village again, like last night, or spy on the mayor in the middle of the.
What if we
Well,
go fly on the mayor? What if we just follow him, see what he does?
Yeah,
Mm.
maybe he has a diary that's like, oh, I can't believe it. I made my daughter a wolf.
a diary, like a tell-all. Like he's got
Yeah,
all this
maybe.
written down.
It
That's what
happens
it
in
is.
the books. I don't know.
No, it does.
Okay,
It's a classic plotline. Classic plotline.
class. I mean, it's what I do. And Dimitri holds up his session notes.
Hello?
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 Yes.
Everyone started saying hello.
I think
Everybody still
Rhiannon's...
there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
can you hear us?
Can you hear us, Rihanna?
Can you hear us? Do-do, 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 do-do. We can't hear you.
I'm just gonna pop to the bathroom real quick again.
Nice.
So I will be right back.
Nice. Do-do, 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 do-do. Oh, there goes Rhiannon. Oh, hello. You back?
Hello?
We still can't hear you.
Hmm. Oh, there she goes.
I wonder if she's trying to reconnect and rejoin and everything.
Maybe. It's very fun having you all, try and put all these bits and pieces together.
When you know what's happened, because you cheated and you read ahead.
Yes, I did.
Do 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 do. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum.
Hopefully, hopefully Rihanna can rejoin.
Fingers crossed. I wonder if she can see our messages.
Don't know. She hasn't replied to them. Oh.
Hello.
Am I back?
Hello,
Yay,
I can
we
hear you.
Okay, what did I
Yay.
miss?
Nothing at all. Zara's just knit to the loo.
Nice one.
I was just thinking, this session seems like it is a good one for taking notes.
I've taken loads of notes. I've taken like 3 pages of notes.
I'm gonna send you all my
Ooh.
my session notes one time so you can see how good I am at taking notes, Lindsay. Just so you feel
Yeah.
appreciated as a DM. Because I have 9 pages of notes so far.
That's impressive, considering this is the 8th session of this campaign.
I take this note. I don't know why. I don't take notes for any other campaign.
All right,
really.
here's a test for you. What's the date?
It's Monday, the 12th week of Vivo.
You sure about that?
Unless there's only... Wait, let me check. I think I wrote down how the calendar works. No, I didn't. Probably. I think I'm sure about that.
Cool, then that's what we're going with.
All right. I thought that, yeah, I've marked it down as Monday, the 12th week of Vivo. Because we set out on Saturday, the 11th.
I love notes.
Yeah.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah, we set out on Saturday. We arrived in the village Saturday night. The 11th on Sunday. Sunday was our first investigation day. And then now it's the day after.
Okay, so what day did you say it was?
Monday, the 12th week of Vivo. Let me share my notes. Actually, I don't think my notes have anything like... Yeah, my notes are... Dimitri doesn't really have any deep, dark backstory.
Well, that is okay. So you were you were discussing a plan.
Yes.
Hello.
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 I am back.
Hey.
What is
Next.
your plan?
Okay, so we can either go spy on the mayor overnight and see if we can get more information, or we stake out the village. And maybe we just carry on keeping it a little bit calm. We don't want to cause problems. So maybe we do just stay in the village another night. And then tomorrow morning, we speak to Gen, or the mayor. Actually, yeah, we should probably speak to the mayor about the Dragonborn that came into the village a month ago and his daughter being sick. How about that?
Yes, I think that sounds like an alright idea.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right, let's get ready to go to bed then.
Well, it's about to be evening time. That was your afternoon you just used.
Yeah.
So we
Do we-
But you can go back to the inn and you can spend an evening in the inn if you want.
Well, how about if we're gonna be out late, potentially
hotel.
staking out the inn? What if we go to bed now, and then we can get up in the middle of the night?
Yeah, that's a good
That
idea.
sounds like a plan.
I will love it.
Nice.
Let's go do
Okay.
it.
We go to bed.
Okay.
Bedtime.
So it's now
Woohoo.
evening time, and you head into the inn. And as you go to the inn, you see the guy from earlier that you met at the lumberyard and when you first came in here. And
Oh,
as you go in, he says to you, he like waves to you. He says, "Oh, it's you.
Hello.
You coming in
Hi.
for the night, eh?"
That's correct. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you must have time for some of your stories, then, eh? Hmm?
I suppose so.
Oh, go
Guys?
on.
Catherine smiles and says, "Well, what about instead of a story, I play some violin?
Oh, you play, do you?
I do.
Oh, that'd be marvelous. We don't have any musicians here in the town, so the rare time that stage over there gets out of use. So, if you don't mind,
I would be very happy to."
oh, go on,
So-
go on. Excuse me.
You all right there?
Sorry, I appear to have something stuck in my throat.
Oh dear.
Right.
Sawdust from the lumberyard.
Yes. Go on then. Go on then.
So Catherine will take off her coat, throw it over a chair, pick up her violin, tune it a little, and then start to play.
Are you going onto the little stage in the corner? It's just a small raised bit in the corner.
Mhm.
Okay. As you step onto it, all the chattering in the bar stops. Everyone turns to stare at you.
Catherine just takes in the silence, takes in the
Ex-
anticipation of people waiting for her to perform. Gives a little bow and a little fleur, like a twirl with her what do we call it? Her
The coat.
yes. And then we'll play like a good reel.
Mm.
Something quite
Oh, yeah.
jovial and jaunty and happy and exciting.
Well, we'll see how many of those adjectives apply after you roll performance.
Sorry, my page is just loading again. It'll take 2 seconds.
No problem.
Come on, D&D Beyond. Performance. 15.
Okay. So yeah, you those adjectives apply.
Hey.
She does at one
you
point.
you do quite a
Mm.
job too. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say at one
Yeah.
point she's playing on the stage, and then she'll jump off the stage and onto somebody's table and keep banging her foot as she's playing.
Okay. If you want to do that, you're gonna have to give
Have
me an
to make an
acrobatics
acrobat.
check.
Oh god.
But the start of your performance is going wow. These guys have been starved, quite starved.
Oh, 10.
Okay.
It's just the next table.
I'll
Like, it's
cover
not
that in
even
a second. These guys have been quite starved for entertainment, so like it doesn't like you're doing a decent job, but they are loving it. They are lapping it up, and there are some of them are even starting to stand up and try to dance along in the tight
Yeah.
little spaces between the tables. And then you try to jump to the next table,
Oh god.
and as you jump over, your foot slips on a coaster.
Well, of course.
No.
Can Dimitri try and catch her?
Well, she doesn't fall off per se, but she does accidentally kick a patron
Oh no.
with her foot.
Disaster.
She tries to recover it and like just
Mhm.
keeps playing
Yeah,
and tries to nod to Kareth to
give
get this guy an ale.
give me a dexterity saving throw
Oh god.
for the recovery.
18.
Okay, you recover. You recover and get your footing back and manage to resume on with your performance. Glancing down at this guy that you've just kicked, he seems quite drunk.
Okay then, that's fine.
You do wonder maybe if you did him a favor.
Probably. She just kind of looks to the others and gives like a
they're
half shrug
they're
as she's playing.
they're
Just
laughing.
like,
Dimitri's
Some of them are
clapping
clapping.
and going, yay, and we're just making peanuts.
so
Yeah.
yeah. And then once that song is finished, she will give a bow and step down from the table and go join the others.
As you step down, some folks approach you and they say, "Oh," and they're saying things. They're singing you praises. "Oh, that was wonderful. Oh, it was marvelous. That's the best we've heard in ages." And you get given some tips. You get, ba-ba-da-bum, 2 gold.
Ooh.
She doesn't accept it.
Ooh.
She doesn't accept it.
She
Okay,
tries to put it back into their hands, like, no, keep your coin. Keep your coin.
and they're like, "Oh, listen, we got nothing else to spend it on here. Please, you've earned it."
And she'll sort of then grudgingly take it. Like, she's done her thing of trying to not take it, and then she'll take it.
All right, you get your gold.
She's done the polite thing.
Tried, and if they seem intent on giving it to me, then fine. And then, yeah, we'll just go join the others.
Okay, so you meet back up with your little crew.
Yeah,
That was
nicely
really
done.
good. Yes, well done.
Thank you. To bed then, and then up early to go catch a
Yes.
werewolf.
Suppose so. All right. Off to bed.
So you're just going straight to bed for a sleep then.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then you wake up 8 hours early. It is early morning before dawn.
What time did we go to bed?
You went to bed like that would have been that would have been like a full evening time. You probably went to bed like mid-evening, which is like early for you.
Okay.
So you're
what-
Yep.
Is it it's still like dark outside and everything?
Yes.
Okay, right.
So what, like 3:30, 4 in the morning?
Yeah. Closer to 4.
Closer to 4. Okay.
Okay. Right. Well, Madeline will get up and for some reason, is more awake than she would be if she were getting up at a reasonable hour. And she puts on her armor and gets her gear ready. She'll give Cass a little nudge awake if she's not awake already.
Oh, what? No, that violin's not mine. What? Oh, yeah.
What was that?
You don't know. It just sounded like muttering.
Cass, it's time to get going.
Right. So you are. Let's go. And she'll sort of just grudgingly get up. Go on her coat. Let's get going.
While she is getting ready, Madeline's gonna write a little note to Kareth to put on the bar or something that just says that they snuck out in the night. Just since he asked them to tell him next time.
Okay. Yep, you do so. Dimitri, you hear anything fun happening when you get up with Raoul? Are you?
Not really. I think
Remember,
Dimitri's just
now's
like...
the chance to get digs in.
Dimitri would never. Dimitri would never.
Yeah, sounds good.
He just gets up regularly and is like, let's go. I don't know. Regular Dimitri stuff.
So you're heading out into the village then?
Mm-hmm.
All right, where are you off to? Residential district? Uh-oh. Charles just sent me a message.
What he said.
Whoopsie.
Now's the chance to get digs in, eh? Hello, Charles.
You've been caught.
Right, so yeah, you leave the note, unlock the door, and head over to the residential district.
Yeah.
And then you arrive there. What are you up to?
We're just going to let Madeline lead the way since
Yeah, just following Madeline's lead.
she is better, I think, at not being caught doing things.
Oh, with the rolls I've been
You
making.
going for a group stealth? Going for group stealth, are you?
Sure.
It's up to you.
Well, I mean, I guess if we're all stealthing to the mayor's place.
Yeah.
Let's just...
You're specifically going to his place.
I think so.
All right, then. Make your stealth checks.
Ooh, good. Individual.
Dimitri wouldn't have taken his armor for this, I don't think.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, then.
22.
Oh.
Natural 20.
13.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Madeline got. She also got 22.
Yay!
And I will make one for Ral. Oh, he got a natural 20.
Hey.
What's his
Hey.
stealth? His stealth
Jumping.
is +2. I've got his character sheet.
Ral.
If you're still listening, Charles, I've got the character sheet you sent me open for stuff like this. Okay, so your average, that's actually very good. Your average is 19.75.
Hell yeah.
So that's your stealth roll as a group. So yeah, you successfully sneak through the town in the early morning, and nobody notices you. And you make your way towards the mayor's house. It's a 2-story building, and it does have windows, regular windows.
That's exactly what someone would say if they weren't regular windows. Smash them.
What's the truth about the windows, Lindsay?
They're mimics.
Haha,
You saw through my room.
No.
They're. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
An entire house made of mimics.
The house is the mimic. Mayor Framness is the mimic's tongue.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Oh,
Ugh, I don't like
no.
that.
Like in
No,
SpongeBob
no.
movie.
All right, what are you up to? You're outside this house and you're all stealthy like.
Are the curtains drawn? I'm guessing yes.
Yes.
Can Madeline? What's the house made of?
Mostly wood. There's some
Okay.
like stone support, but the vast majority wood. In the lumber town. Crazy, right?
Hmm.
A little bit of world building. Hey, 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 hey. Make sure
Well
you
done,
make
well
sure
done.
you take that down.
Putting in my
Genius.
notes. Putting in
Writing
my
down,
notes.
writing it down.
Can Madeline sneak over to the front door and trying to see if she can hear anything inside?
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
Oh, for fuck's sake. We're back to
You
this,
don't.
are we?
Another 6?
No.
Less?
Another nat 1.
Oh,
Nat 1.
who did you piss off this week? Why?
I don't know.
You didn't. Probably a rabbit. Yeah, you press your ear against it, but you forget that you've got like a hood up, and all you can hear is your own hood.
Fantastic.
Seeing Madeline do this, can Catherine also come up and
Go
try
for
and
it.
listen? Investigation, was it?
For what? Trying to listen.
Yeah,
For listening, that would be perception.
perception.
16. Okay. You don't hear anything in particular.
Okay.
Could Madeline search around the perimeter of the house for footprints?
Yes. Give me an investigation. Or survival, your choice.
Okay.
Well,
Uh,
do you know what type of footprints you're looking for? Or are you just looking for footprints?
Well, I mean, she knows that she's looking for. Well, I assume she hasn't seen a werewolf footprints before, or at least if she has, she hasn't known that's what they are. She's looking for, I guess, like just non-human footprints.
Then survival.
Okay. Oh, that's a nat 20.
Okay. With a nat 20, with some investigation kind of around the front of the house, you do manage to find some non-human footprints closer
Okay.
to paw prints. Kind of in front of the house, like in front of the front door. That kind
Do
of
they look like
lead
they're
around.
coming away from the front door, or that they're heading towards the front door?
With that rule, you can't quite make out footprints coming from the door because you think like your own footprints have kind of gone over anything there.
Okay.
But you found some stray paw prints just kind of like in the area in front of it. Quite no. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So there's not a track to follow anywhere.
If you're looking for a track, I would ask for a follow-up survival check.
Okay.
Now that you've established that you found something.
That is a 24.
Oh, well. It's going to make it that it was like easier to find the track now that you found the first one, but yeah, you can see that these footprints, these paw prints, some of them go into town, further into the village, and you find more here and there, but they are a bit old, and you find that some lead away, outwards of the village.
Can she tell which ones are the newest, like which look the least disturbed by other things?
With a 24, yeah, the one's going out of the village.
Okay. She will call everyone's attention to these, and without speaking, because she's trying to be quiet, will point at them and then indicate in the direction that they're going, and then sort of point back to the house, and then give a little shrug of like, "Huh."
We should follow them.
Sounds like a plan.
But
Okay. So you're following them out into the woods, out of the village?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Give me... Whoever's leading will be another survival check to see how well you follow them out of the woods.
Okay. It'll probably be Madeline,
As
I
you're
assume.
as you're now
Yes.
actively tracking them
Yeah.
through wilderness.
Madeline is going to enlist the help of Dimitri if he would be generous enough to offer it, and she's just going to ask him to like
yeah,
keep an eye out as well. Does she
Dimitri
get
does
advantage
so.
from that?
If Dimitri's doing the help action. Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Nice. Thank you. And thank God you were, because I rolled a 2. But the other roll, that'll be a 20. Not an actual 20, just a regular 20.
Okay, yeah. You managed to follow these tracks. And they lead you out of the woods. Not out of the woods, into the woods, away from the village. And you follow them, pushing through trees and pushing branches out the way. And you're following it for... It doesn't take you very long, like 5-10 minutes before you finally come to an end.
Oh,
And
We're-
the track just kind of stops.
Stop.
Yeah. In a new area of the forest. Just a patch of woodland.
Are
Can
there
Dimi-
any... Sorry.
I was gonna say, yeah. Can Dimitri like look up some trees and stuff? Is there anything in the trees?
Give me a perception or investigation.
I'll make that investigation because that's slightly better.
Madeline will offer her help as well.
That
It'll
would
be
be
similar.
much appreciated. Two nat 20. I rolled two
Hey!
nat 20s this game. Heck
Nice.
Yeah.
As you're looking around, you see that in this kind of little area where the tracks were stopped, some of the branches are like broken around. And like where leaves cover the floor everywhere else, like they seem like disturbed, and there's like patches of like earth showing. And when you look up, you can see a boot in a tree.
Oh.
It's
Dimitri points
not
it out
far
to the
above head
others.
height.
Can Dimitri grab it?
You can certainly give it a go.
Yeah, he'll just jump up and try and grab it. What does it look like?
It's a brown walking boot.
What size?
kinda
Like,
like
does it look like it's for an adult human man, or...
You would reckon it's for an adult.
An adult-sized boot in a tree.
Seeing this, can Casper look around to see if there's any other items of clothing? Anything else just sort of lying around?
You
Dimitri
can
will help with that.
give me another investigation or perception. Make it investigation. That's more fun. 16? Yeah, you have a
with
look.
advantage because Dimitri was giving me help, wasn't
Yeah, Dimitri's helping.
You have a look
Huh?
around,
No.
but
16.
it seems the boot is the main thing to find here.
Okay.
Are there any human footprints around here? Like, that Madeline can see? She was gonna have a little look around with them.
Now that you're having a look at them, give me a survival or investigation check.
Okay.
because like footprints is probably you can make an argument for that being survival. You know what? Investigation. I changed my mind.
Well, either way, it's a natural 20.
Yay! Finally, our luck is turning.
Did you settle on investigation or
Investigation.
survival?
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be 25 altogether then.
You. It's actually quite difficult because like the floor is like covered in leaves. Here it's like mostly covered in leaves, so like footprints aren't massively left.
Mm-hmm.
But in one of the exposed areas of like mud and like dirt, you do see there's a footprint there, like part of a boot print there.
Does it look to be the same size, roughly, as the boot we recovered?
If you were to match them, if you try and match them up, you find that yes, they do match up.
Mm.
Okay, so somebody in town is missing a boot.
Yeah, I guess we got to do a little Cinderella situation.
Who's that?
Nothing. She was someone I knew in high school.
Okay.
No, there must be something. We can't just go around holding up boots, can we? Can we do that?
Like, is this your boot?
We get
But
a
then
warrant
they'll
so that we
know.
can go into people's houses and look at their boots.
We should have paid more attention to people's boots before this. This could have saved a lot of trouble. What about... So the tracks don't lead anywhere. There's nowhere else, is there?
No, this is where they end. This is where this set of tracks that you've been following end. Yes.
Can Madeline climb into the tree that had the boot in it, and can she see if she can find snapped twigs or claw marks on the tree or just anything?
And while she's doing this, can Dimitri see if... So we said there was a boot print we found on the floor.
Yes.
Does that lead on?
No.
No. Barefoot prints?
No.
No.
Just
No
the
other
paw
tracks lead
prints
from here.
and that one boot print.
It just completely disappears.
Well, somebody didn't just jump out of the sky, leave their boot, leave a footprint, and then jump away again.
They can't have. Anyway, I'll let Dimitri will wait for Madeline.
So yes, Madeline's going up a tree.
Yes.
Yeah, you find most of like the damage area where like with like snapped twigs and branches. That's mostly like lower down. You don't find much of that up the tree and high up.
Okay.
The most interesting, highest thing you found, it was the boot.
Okay. She jumps back down then, I guess. Does it look like... If we look at the tracks where it's maybe a little clearer to make them out, can we find any sign of either those tracks having doubled back or like human tracks coming away from there?
Sorry, say that again, sorry?
I said if we look, because you said where we are right now it's difficult to make out the prints because there's leaves and such. If we move a little further back where it's a little clearer, can we see any prints moving, either these prints doubling back on themselves or human prints coming from the direction of the spawn?
So moving backwards, when was the last time Madeline rolled investigation? That was for the tree, right?
Yeah.
We can do that. We'll just carry that forwards because we've been doing a lot of investigation rolls.
Yeah.
Going backwards and looking quite carefully around, specifically for like these boot prints, You manage to find the odd boot print leading into and out of the forest, going in both directions.
Which direction? Sorry.
Both.
Oh, you mean both?
In towards village, away from village.
Okay. Do they look like? Can Madeline look very closely at the boots, at the prints, and see? It's like mud, right?
Yeah.
Can she see if it looks like any of them sink lower into the ground? Can she compare like the ones going into the forest with the ones going away from it and see if they look like they're deeper in the ground, as if they might have been like carrying something and there was extra weight that made the prints sink lower?
That I like your thinking. But for something that very specific, I'm going to ask for a new investigation roll.
Okay. That is that's a 19.
Okay. These prints, yeah, you don't notice. You can't quite see. You can't. Looking, you don't see a very notable difference. You don't notice a difference like that.
Okay.
Oh, right. So what do we think? Where to?
We could follow these boot prints back into town and see what house they end up at, although that might just lead us in a circle. But that would be confirmation.
This would be
If nothing
confirmation
else.
at the very
Yeah.
least. I think it's
Mhm.
pretty sure it's the mayor, but let's follow these back just in case.
Mm.
Let's go!
Let's go.
Madeline,
the
I'm going to
mayor's
let you do the following because I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, we'll follow Madeline.
All right. Well, I could still do with some help. So keep your eyes peeled for tracks in case I miss anything.
I'll help Madeline. So
Nice. Lindsay, do you want me to make a roll for following the tracks? No.
You don't need to make it for going through the forest. But once once you start getting closer to the town, you follow it fine through the forest because you've been doing well there. But once you come into the town and come to the edge of the village, you get to the outskirts and there starts to be competing footprints. If you now make another roll, then make another roll to see how well you keep your focus on specifically the ones you're looking for.
Sure. And what roll am I making? Survival?
Yes, I think that's good for tracking.
Sure. Oh,
still with the help because I'm still helping.
Yeah, thank you. That is 25.
Yeah, you follow them pretty much back the way you came.
Mm-hmm.
You find yourself, and then they lead back to outside the mayor's house,
Mm-hmm.
where you've actually been doing a lot of walking around here yourself. So you kind of lose them in like a mess of footprints outside of his house, but you don't see them picking back up ahead.
Right. What time is it roughly now?
Now we're coming up to morning.
Okay.
Then yeah, you used like half an evening then, and you got like half a time slot before then. So we'll call it morning time now.
Okay.
So this is your morning time. Yes.
Okay.
It's if we're going on like the little rules I came up with, you're like now entering your morning block of time.
Okay. Then Madeline will turn to the others and say, "Why don't we just hang out here and maybe hide out of sight and just keep an eye on things and see if the mayor heads out on this morning walk that some people have noticed him going out on.
That sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah, let's do it.
And let's see if he's missing a boot.
Eyes peeled. Are there places nearby where we could take cover?
I mean, this is the map from earlier. I'd been kind of thinking that this was the mayor's house.
Okay.
So you can kind of go in the same places as where you kept watch, I suppose.
Yeah.
Sure. Madeline will lie on her belly on top of the roof so that she's out of sight.
Do you make a stealth check?
Sure.
Since I assume you don't want to draw the attention of the residents of that house.
That's correct. That is. What is my stealth again? That's a 23.
Yeah, you get up there, no problem.
Can Dimitri move a bit closer to the house and hide in a bush? Or here, hide by the tree or something?
Go for it.
I cannot move him, so I will let you do that. Sorry.
I'll make you movable.
Can I briefly retcon that, before they all split up, Madeline said, if we're caught, we'll just say, we decided to set up camp here to wait for the wolf to show itself, as opposed to we're
and we'll
spying
say,
on your house.
Yeah, and we have backup from the guards. They've seen us do this in previous nights.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fine.
I don't think Madeline ever mentioned that.
Mentioned what?
That a guard had seen you do this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, she probably would have. I assumed they were aware of it, and I forgot that they were asleep. But she probably would have. She would have said something at some point.
Okay.
You
should all have control of your tokens now.
Nice. Thank you.
And Casperin kind of see what Dimitri's doing, hiding in a bush, and try and hide in this bush up here.
Mm-hmm.
And then just sort of hunker down and wait to see who shows up.
Yes. So, can you all actually make stealth? Can the other two of you make stealth checks?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not good at stealth. 3.
Oh no.
There's no average rolls today. It's all high or low.
Okay. So you all take your positions and morning breaks. And then from most of the houses, people start emerging to go about their days. And let me see. Let's see if I can find a token.
For the record, Dimitri is setting himself up to look like he's having a nap by the tree in case anyone finds him. He's making himself try to look as unsuspicious as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, a guy. You see that someone emerges from this house, just a man. He's got a plaid shirt on. And he's got an axe over his shoulder.
Ooh.
And he comes out and he's like, "Oh, I'm off to do some lumberjacking because that is my job." Hey, what are you doing there?
I'm just having an early morning nap. Don't mind me, sir.
Sorry, all I can think of is the lumberjack song from Monty Python. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I work all night and I work all day. Sorry.
That's what he's up to do.
That would have been perfect if I had remembered that. Well, do you mind not doing it on my house?
Oh, yeah, of course. Let me just move over somewhere else. Dimitri will sadly get up and relocate to somewhere else. Here. Actually, no, he'll go round here.
Are you hiding again?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a new stealth check.
Come on. Come on. 16.
Okay, yeah, you do find them. So yeah, more time passes, and eventually everyone has. So people stop, like coming out of their houses, and it gets more quieter, and the morning moves along. And then we'll say it moves to mid-morning. You up to anything after this, like a couple of hours of staking out?
Have whoever is in Madeline's house, if they come out of their house,
Yes.
nice. And this house,
Yes.
okay. In that case, Madeline is going to quietly as she can slip down off her roof to like here. And then she's just gonna like come out and just look around for Cass and
Yes.
Dimitri. That's the one. I'm thinking
Hello.
Volgren. I was like, that's not right.
I don't think
Seeing-
anything's happening.
No, I don't think
Catherine
so.
will just sort of like grumpily come out of the hedge, like, well, there was 3 hours of spending my time in a hedge and nothing happened.
I had a
Mm.
lovely nap. Should we... Is it still morning? Is it morning time?
It's morning time, but it's like mid-morning. So
We
like,
haven't seen the mayor
if you
come
want
out
to
of his
do,
house.
if you
No.
want to do like, speaking in meta terms, you can do more here and spend the rest of your morning. But if you want to do a new activity, that'll be your afternoon activity.
When are we finishing, by the way? Just because I thought we were finishing a while ago.
It's kind of up to you to be up to everyone here.
I can't go super long just because it will be dinner time soon. But I mean, I'm good to go till then.
Well, I mean, if we're doing aren't we, Lindsay? Don't you and I have like a thing at 7 or something?
Yes,
and we need to make dinner.
There's an idea for some Among Us at 7:30.
Yeah. And we need to make dinner still. So I was wondering if we could wrap it up fairly soon.
We can turn this two session guest star into a 3-session guest star.
Woo! That's always
I'm
what's
not
going to
gonna complain.
happen. That's always
I'm not
what happens.
complaining.
I'm not complaining.
That's
That's how it works.
Next,
No one's complaining.
I will say that next session might be a fair bit shorter, but I'm sure that's fine.
Yeah.
We'll pad it out.
Yeah, that's fine. Do you want to
I'm
call it
always
here,
free.
or do you want to finish off your morning?
I'm happy to finish here. I'd like to kind of think about what Madeline wants to suggest to do next anyway, because
Yeah.
I'm not sure right now.
We know who it is. We just need to figure out how to, deal with that.
Yeah.
Well, I am keen to find out how you decide to do that.
Yeah, interesting. Oh, well.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lindsay. That was really
thank
fun.
you.
A
You
good little
are
mystery.
welcome.
Good fun.
I hope
Always
you're
a
the right
fun
guy.
If not, then, if
You'll
we go
figure it
trap
out.
the mayor and it turns out it's his daughter, then oh well.
We could
I
even
feel like
just...
it's got to be one of them.
Yeah,
We
and if we
just
know
catch
it's
them
the
both.
mayor, we don't even need to confront him. We can just wait till he turns into a werewolf and then catch him.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Easy
That's what
peasy.
Dimitri's saying.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. Oh, well.
Lindsay, is it too late to ask if Catherine could have kept an eye on the moon phase last night? Quite late, too late.
No. It's I don't know, like half. It's a half moon.
Half moon, okay.
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 Interesting.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. It's now Tuesday, the 12th week of Vivo. And we started
well,
Monday the 10th. Wow.
No.
It's been over 2 weeks since we all met each other. Except for
man.
Cass. Cass is new.
Oh wait, I thought it had been 2 weeks. Like we'd known it. Like
No,
I'd
no.
known you. I'm like, wait, what?
I know, long time. Time flies when you're having fun. Oh, right, I'm going to head for dinner.
Yeah,
Um,
me too. I'm gonna-
But
All
thank you
right.
very much. That was really fun, Lindsay.
No
Thank you very
problem.
much.
When do you want to do next one? Next week?
Yes, it's me.
Potentially.
My exams start on the 30th.
Maybe an idea to get it in before then? Or
Yeah,
what are you
I suppose
thinking?
actually. Yeah, if you guys are free next week, then
Could do next weekend if you like.
I might be. Well, I'm just thinking that's 4 days from my essay hand in, so it depends.
It will likely
It
be a
depends.
shorter session.
Yeah. I probably can do it, but I'm just saying. Do not be horribly shocked if I end up
We
not
could
being able to.
even
'Cause I
do
feel-
it. We could even do it tomorrow, technically.
Honestly, I could do whenever. I'm free most evenings.
I mean, if we did it tomorrow, like after my work, I wouldn't even. Wouldn't need to do a recap.
no, that's true.
Although I know it is, and it will be.
I mean,
a few hours
you know
out in the
me,
evening.
I'd
So
be super down for playing it
I'm,
tomorrow.
I'm not pushing that.
Yeah,
It's
I
an
understand if
I
it's
mean,
busy.
can folks do that?
I mean, I could do tomorrow night.
Yeah, I could do tomorrow evening as well.
I could do it tomorrow evening too. It's not going to be
Do
very
you feel a
long.
little
as well.
bad for Charles almost because it's technically 2 sessions, but it
It's
was
still just one
It was
adventure.
designed. This was designed to be 1 session, so I think it'll be
Yeah.
fine. And I'm considering the nature of this session, I feel like continuing quite soon after would be beneficial.
Yeah, to be fair. Nice. That suits me. I'm pretty much free anytime, so I'm going to go now to just grab my dinner. But I will.
Yeah, I'll message you about times. Regards to
Nice.
other folks, we could say maybe like 7, half 7
Yeah.
tomorrow.
works for me.
Yes,
I
and
finish
Mhm.
I finish my work at half 5 usually.
Suits me.
So
I'm usually
Same.
not
a couple of
in the
hours to
evenings.
not, and then we can pick back up.
Sounds
Sounds good.
wonderful.
All right.
See you then. Thank you so much,
guys all right.
Lindsay.
Bye.
No
Lindsay.
problem.
Bye.
Thank
Right,
you.
catch you
Bye,
next time.
everyone.